Hello and welcome to the D20 Multiverse! You're here to watch Black Winter Nights with myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, and my lovely players, the Black Winter Knights. Thank you for coming along on this evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is in your part of the world. It's great to have you here with us, and I have some suitably demented things to throw at the party tonight. So, you will notice that we are down a couple of players. Fate, unfortunately, due to fate, essentially, I know, I've had that plan for weeks, has had to move overseas for a job, so we will have Fate in the party. I will be controlling her until the time comes for her to leave. Arkyan also is missing tonight, although he may pop up later on in a few hours, we're not sure. And are you guys hot? Is it really hot in here? I kind of just feel like it's a little bit hot.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Is it hot?
Oh my god!
I think, yeah, it's a little bit D20 Multiverse shirt. We've got one,
you're a little bit.
We have merchandise. I want merchandise.
Oh, keep going, come on, you give them a taste.
Oh, yeah. Really.
Everybody leave.
And now, how many falls we just here?
I'd love that to be all over the cybersphere. So, yeah, we've got a little bit of merchandise now, which is just crazy. These are the prototypes. Yes. Thank you, Olivia, for designing them. Okay. Other news. We have a couple of new followers, which we will announce. We have Hugh Jas Balls.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice.
Thank you. Bam Bam 200112. Yeah, Bam Bam. Character from Flintstones. And also Bam Margera. And those are the only Bams I can think of. And I'm going to make this weird.
Bad Bambi.
And Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi.
Yeah, Bambello. The Bambello, that pillow. Remember, like, the Bambello was on at like 2 in the morning. It was an infomercial. No. Anyway, we would also love to unleash 2 new character portraits, Gorstag and Arkyan, which you will now see on your screen. You guys can't see, but
I'll show them in a scene.
Yeah, it's going on the screens.
Show you guys.
Tech guy, Stefan, and producer is currently showing them. And they are awesome, essentially.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
They're really... Sorry, that's something that's stuck in my head for like 2 weeks. Anyway, those are our announcements. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Let's get started and get into tonight's episode of The Black Winter Nights. When the party found themselves last underneath the earth in the Temple of the Screaming Scare, where they'd been tasked by King Thrum and Ashback of Blackwinter Castle to investigate the ongoing threat that seems to be looming within these forests. They found their way deep into the temple, the door locking behind them, to find a bewildered halfling who essentially told the party that he had been tasked to explore from the Lord and King of the City of Time, which is kind of nearby. Essentially, he was sent on a mission because his king did not like him too much. So he sent him alone to go into the Temple of the Screaming Scare. The party, however, befriended this lovely, bewildered halfling.
Befriended might be a bit strong, I think.
Yeah, well,
Didn't kick him out immediately.
You didn't murder him, is what I'm getting at, which was very kind of you. But instead brought him with you. Deeper into the temple you went. You fought some creepy, shadowy creatures, but eventually found your way into the Molosseum, where open caskets laid in the rooms, and in fact into the cathedral, where a rather brisk conversation was taking place between Silencia and Fangoria, 2 vampire lords, brother and sister in fact, talking to 30 or 40 vampires deep underground. They saw the party and invited them for a nice little chat, and the party went along, using some very clever deception, managed to say, yes, we also are here to celebrate Lord Nyeth, who has awoken the 5 Lords of Violence. You guys had been told through inability for them to see through your facade that the 5 Lords of Violence have been reawoken. Silencia and Fangoria, the Vampire Twins, the Lava Lord Kundeal, the Ice Lord, the Ogre King, and the Dragon Rider now return. After trying to get the hell out of there and escape with your lives, you found the giant crevasse, the giant crater that had broken into part of this temple and climbed out. But with the use of, I think it was Mage's Hand and some very powerful Paladin strength, managed to chip away a huge boulder which had crushed Fangoria, Silencia's sister. To which Silencia was more than a little miffed. You had climbed your way out of the party using the giant spider form of Shiver and some other tactics where you had battled some of these vampires in the forests the dead forest. However, some of these vampires, 35 maybe, have split into the night, vanished into the darkness in all directions, and that is where the party finds themselves tonight. You notice the first thing: pouring rain, torrential in fact, starts pelting down upon all of you. Around the trees are swaying silently, unperturbed by the recent dangerous events, as the force of nature is one that cannot be quelled.
Yeah.
And except for the Druid. As you stand in the now pouring rain, you do feel a little cleansed, strangely, and silence other than the sounds of the forest surrounds you. You see no sign of the vampires who have fled into the night, and the air has a biting chill to it.
Sorry, is it night time?
It is night time, yes. Middle of the night, in fact.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty jacked up after that last fight. So, wondering if we want to take a rest in some nearby shelter.
Yeah.
How... I wasn't feeling myself for the last hour or so. How secure is the way that we just walk out?
Not very.
Well, we dumped a boulder there.
Yeah, and I think...
Yeah, but this is
we
vampires.
killed his sister and he seemed pretty pissed off about it, so I think if he could get through that way, he would. But equally, he probably has another way out and probably relatively nearby.
Yeah, we should probably not rest here.
Yeah, I think that's
we
a
should
good
get
idea.
away first.
Yeah.
30 vampires who knew where we were did just come from here. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, maybe not rest right here. Maybe we should travel forward. So I mean, I guess what do we want to do as our next thing? Do we want to go and like warn people about these new vampires who are going through our land? Do we want to go look for that other temple?
Temple is still a priority, right?
I would think so because I mean, like,
What's Arkyan's eye doing? Because it was pointing down into this pit.
Right.
Did we actually find out what it was pointing at? Because it just stopped pointing, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
In fact, Arkyan, as you say this, has been staring off into the darkness, and he is visibly shaken. The colour drained from his face, and a little shaky as you kind of ask him what he sees. One eye turns to you, and his arcane eye.
it's your fault.
is currently seemingly tracking something far off in the distance, and he just
What do you see, Arkyan?
a black beast. It's
Black
gone.
beast in the forest. Can I roll nature?
You sure can.
Is it towards the mountain?
Oh, hey! Can you confirm, please?
Yes.
A nat
Fucking
20.
kidding.
First roll of the night.
Lucky table.
Cool.
How much is that dice?
Arkyan.
On a scale of 1 to 20, how much is it?
So that was a nature check, I believe. Awesome. Immediately, as you hear there is a winged beast somewhere nearby or somewhere in the vicinity, you immediately start scanning around. You notice that a couple of the smaller creatures, currently trying to find shelter from the rain, badgers and the like, are all quite thoroughly spooked. In fact, they seem to be all on edge, hackles, fur up, chattering away.
Yeah. Can I make out anything in terms of the gnomish communicate with small beasts kind of thing? Do I see anything in their behaviour that would tell me anything more specific than they're spooked?
You know that cats and dogs are generally the first to freak out for an earthquake. Likely that these things are freaking out because of some kind of looming threat.
Right. Okay.
Arkyan
Are they going in the
is
same
now-
direction, or are they just freaking out where they are?
Some of the smaller things are burrowing currently underground.
Okay, but it's not like there's a general direction.
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
Arkyan is now trying to refocus his eye and see if he can see what he saw again. He mentions that it was dark, large, and had a horrible feeling to it, but quite far away, he thinks.
What bearing is that mountain with that Odra king?
The ever-burning volcano or the Endless Mountain? The Endless Mountain, yes, that is towards the south of where you currently find yourself, southeast, in fact.
Right.
But that's not the direction that...
No, Arkyan was looking towards the north, in fact.
Right.
Or was that the Everlasting Mountain?
The Endless Mountain is the one where you have heard the Ogre King, one of the 5 Lords of Violence, currently resides.
Well, we got led to the Vampire Lord of Violence last time we followed Arkyan, so maybe just do it again, see how it works out.
Okay, Arkyan is trying his best to focus his arcane power. He's trying to not command his eye, but certainly ask it for a gift of a vision. However, he finds nothing but silence in this forest.
do we want to head towards the ominous huge dark thing, or do we want to head towards the temple?
The temple was the thing that we were originally sent out here to.
Yeah.
So
And
that's, I think, where we should go.
And that was kind of where the evil stuff was emanating from, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be something spooky there.
There'll be something spooky. Yeah. There will be evil to be cleansed.
So we'll head that way for a
All
little bit,
about that.
looking for a place that looks secure and
I'm all
safe.
about that evil.
Can everyone please roll some nature?
Just imagine
Survival,
with,
sorry,
like,
survival.
cleaning gloves on and like a spray.
Sorry, what was the roll? Sorry, Oliver?
Survival.
Survival?
13.
14.
2.
12.
So some of you know
Yes,
the
nice.
ways of the forest slightly better than others. Dain, you are largely unaccustomed to finding places as of your life, but recently, obviously.
We'll find a bedroll in the woods.
Yeah. So essentially, you travel southeast towards where Death Dark Temple is believed to be. Arkyan himself, however, is at home here. Seemingly, he finds you a nice, safe place where the trees are clustered together quite tightly, thus eliminating any kind of way of evil things seeing you, or certainly if they saw you and came at you, it would be harder for them to get to you. If you'd like to make camp and take a long rest, please do.
I think that's a really good idea.
Okay. Is anyone keeping watch?
I don't know if I got jacked up in the last session.
No, you don't take any damage, I don't believe.
Okay, I can watch all night.
Do you need to
Or, yeah, do you not need to rest?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, wait. Do you take a penalty if you stay up all night? Like
You would have a point of exhaustion after being awake for quite some time.
Okay. Okay, well I'll do half a shift then.
Yeah. I'll do the other half if that gives me enough time to also heal up and regain spell slots.
You need
8 hours.
It's 8 hours.
6 hours. 6 hours of an 8 hour period, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're going to
okay.
need to rest more than that. I'll take it. Well, there's 4 of us, 5 of us with
Yeah.
Arkyan
And
6
Faith.
with, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, should we just do? We will do 2 hour watches, and then
2 hour watches.
everybody else gets the full 6 hours.
Okay.
I'll take first.
Well,
I'll take second.
while the rest of the party makes themselves a rudimentary camp and a nice place to stay for the night, you try your best to fall asleep quickly, but let's be honest, that's not going to happen. And eventually, through the sounds of the falling rain echoing around you, still unrelenting, the rain, you all manage to drift away into tortured nightmares of vampires and such, feasting on the flesh of your families. So, would you roll some perception, please? First up on the patrol.
Is everyone like sleeping like face up with the rain, just like
Just they're all getting waterboarded.
Yeah, mouth open.
I know I am.
I kind of found a place where the trees are generally providing some shelter.
I grew some leaves over me. I'm fine.
Just you, though.
It's a very strong
No one else
8.
asked?
Yeah,
Very
hold
strong
on to us, 'cause-
Yep.
Every single noise you hear is making you very jumpy right
Yeah.
now. Every time you see a shift in the leaves, you think vampire, and it takes all your constitution to not scream every 30 seconds.
I'm just like nervously plucking the strings on my guitar.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You strongly believe that if they are going to find you, you're going to behead and destroy them, and you kind of play the violent movies in your head as you think of what would happen. Yeah. Very well, but you see nothing else.
Cool. I'll wake Shiver up.
Shiver, please roll some perception for your watch.
Oh, hey. Okay, that is 23.
Some of the animals in this part of the forest are looking quite sad.
Okay. Well, I go and talk to them.
Okay. In fact, you find a small bird, black with a red stripe down its back.
Okay.
Uh,
I offer it some food.
and it hesitantly watches. However, as it attunes itself to your nature and energy, it feels no threat and hops along towards you.
As you.
Ah!
So,
Hello.
have some food.
And it does. It does.
Go.
It ruffles its feathers.
So, I ask it about what's going on in the forest. What's it seen?
Scary.
Yeah. Big scary? Big like flying scary? Yeah. Where?
Someone feels a shift.
Shift? Shift in what?
Energy. Strange. I think the forest is scared.
Think the forest is dead?
Scared.
Scared?
I think the forest is scared.
What's the forest scared of?
Fire.
Mm-hmm. Like a fire lord? Is someone burning things? Mm-hmm. Okay. The forest is scared.
Yes.
Okay. Are the animals like they're kind of going in a direction? Are they fleeing from something?
No, none of these animals are fleeing.
Okay. So they're just sticking
They're
around,
just on
but
on
they're really
edge.
on guard.
Yeah.
All right. I ask if it's okay. If it's is it safe?
Oh.
Are you home?
Oh.
Your home is safe?
I think so. It should be fine. I'm just a bit sad about the man.
The man?
Oh,
What man?
old man. It looks hurt.
Looks hurt.
Oh.
Where's the old man?
Further east.
Further east?
Like,
long way east? Or like...
Yeah, for a while. Yeah.
Ooh.
I felt bad, but he couldn't talk to me like he can talk to me.
Okay. Is there anything else around that area? It's just east. Okay. Is that near the temple?
It is in that general direction.
Is in the general direction. Okay. Alright. I'll give it some more food.
Yep, and then it flits away quite quickly
Yep.
after that.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Who's up
And
next?
to the east.
I am.
Cool, what's some perception?
That is a 10.
Cool.
I tell them about the bird and they were referring
Oh,
some old hurt man
Yep.
up to the east, so we should check that next time.
Yes.
Cool. Yes, so the sounds of the forest are rather soothing. You yourself find the light of Palor blocked by the night and the trees, which puts you slightly unsettled. However, you have strong faith, but your mind mostly wanders back to Duskin and its fate, certainly Owl. And you don't see much else on your watch. Would you like to take the next?
Yes.
Roll some perception.
I will also tell them about what I've passed on to me.
Sure.
As well.
Cool.
Purple one from your dishwasher.
Slightly distorted message.
Yeah.
There's a giant bird as an old man.
Yeah.
Flying old man that won't talk very well. 2.
Two.
Seems off the night.
It's very dark in this forest. You can't see much. However, can you please roll a Constitution saving throw?
I'd love to. That 20.
And
I just rolled it, so don't try and confirm that. I'm not a liar.
something tries to enter your mind briefly. In fact, this shimmering image comes towards your consciousness.
I have a strong Google.
Yes. However, barriers up. Not sure if this is dream world bleeding over into reality, or if this is some kind of arcane focus of some kind. But you definitely feel something trying to get into your mind, and immediately block it out with the power of the one key.
Good.
Excellent. Okay.
I would use my sense thing so that in 60, I think it is, I would notice any evils,
Cool.
like demons or undead,
Cool.
within line of sight.
Yeah. You feel absolutely nothing.
Cool. And I'll go back to, I guess, wake everyone up once it's morning.
Okay. The
Right,
sun does not appear. It is behind the clouds, as it's still heavily raining in this forest. However, you do realise that it is maybe 6 in the morning, as you're all roused. Please regain spell slots and hit points.
Do we regain the back to the X-Men? Because in the fight I got reduced by the vampire.
Right, so you had the vampire bite, which would reduce your maximum hit points.
Yeah.
After a long rest, that returns to normal.
Excellent.
Luckily.
Luckily, 'cause, yeah.
Yeah, so you find yourself at the full vista of your stamina. Whereas before you'd felt that you'd been permanently weakened, that feeling has now left a little bit. Which provides somewhat of a reassurance, and that was not good.
Anything happen in the night?
There was that weird thing with the bird that Shiver was the net.
So there was a bird that was in the forest and was really quite spooked and was saying that the entire forest was kind of on edge and spooked.
And
Like,
there's somebody who's hurt to the east, so I
Yeah.
think we should go and...
someone
I
else
mean, we have
direction.
no obligation to help them regardless, so I think we should travel east and see
If we can find them.
If we can find them.
We don't know anything about the man, we just know that the bird thought he was hurt.
We're heading that way anyway, aren't we?
Yeah. So we may as well keep an eye out for it on the way and find out what's actually going on.
Okay.
Okay, onward the party goes, after packing up their camp and trying to leave no trace, I imagine. I would imagine that was what you would do.
Yep.
Big silence as we would hear.
Yeah.
Silencio this way.
I assume I would do. I tend
Like
to
which
read
nice
a lot.
rule comes into
Yeah.
a tree.
So I think vampires would always find me.
Yes, you do, yes. So as the party travels south towards where Arkyan assures you Death Dark Temple resides.
I thought we were traveling east. Or...
That is east.
Oh, that is east. Sorry.
You travel from the Dead Forest towards the place where the trees get slightly more scarce. And yes,
Can I look up for humanoid tracks?
You sure
Like
can.
for an old man?
That would be survival.
Shiver, can you talk to any of the animals that you see?
I was just going to say, about every hour or so, I'm going to go off the track, find some animals, and just ask again about an old man towards the east.
Sure.
And see what.
14.
No.
Yes, in this part of the forest, you do manage to find what looked initially like some kind of large creature. However, upon a closer inspection, you see drag marks and a little splatter of blood.
Can you detect undead from anybody?
Have to be real close, but are we at the end of the trail?
No, you've just found the start of the trail.
Yeah, it doesn't go very far.
Oh, right, no, just on the trail, right. Okay, I'll follow the track and notify the others.
Okay, the party heads on. Deeper into the forest, the rain unrelenting. In fact, it has not wavered in intensity at all. And as you travel, following what looks like muddy tracks, and rain is making it more difficult than it would be.
Is there still like more blood as the trail goes, or is it like?
There's every so often there's a splatter
Alright, so
of blood.
but it's not like somebody has had their throat cut and kind of just like. there's
No.
like,
Whatever has been here has been losing blood slowly but steadily. Eventually, you get to a point where the tracks stop, but mainly because of the rain. In fact, the mud makes it impossible to find fresh tracks here in the forest.
Can I do a nature check on the rain?
Yeah.
Is the intensity and the, more specifically, that's 22, the consistency of it, like it's the same,
Yeah.
is that somehow unnatural? Does it look like it might be formed?
Shiver, as Shiver turns his attention to the skies, tries to determine the nature of the rain. You note immediately, by the shape and the colour of the clouds, that this is not natural rain.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, this seems more like a very ridiculously powerful enchantment.
Along the lines of world magic, or
Not world magic. In fact, this would be, you almost get a sense of clerical energy
okay.
as you watch this rain, and you do notice that the colour of the rain is slightly not right either.
Okay.
In fact, it's slightly brighter than the normal rain would be.
I'm going to talk to Gorstag.
Can I? I'd like to pray and do a religion check basically, and see if there's anything that I would know about this sort of thing. That's a really bad roll, unfortunately. That is a 7.
Because of the cloud, it's very difficult to connect with Pelor at this time.
That's pretty good.
I'll do history with a 5.
And
I was actually.
Your
Can
mind-
I do a history check and see if there is any kind of like record of like people attacking Palor directly or anything by this kind of magic of blocking out the thing? That's a little bit better. That is a 13.
yes, in fact, the history of Pelor and his plight was that his power came from the sun, and to cut one off from the sun would diminish his power in some way.
So, and that is something that has happened before in terms of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the stories that you were reading throughout your time.
So we can no longer follow the tracks, so we can't see
Right.
where they go.
Right.
I have an idea. If this is someone we want to help, I can start playing a tune. This will carry through the forest fairly well, and it will be very obvious that we're human, not some kind of animal stalking.
Yeah.
So we want to try and attract whatever this person is, maybe.
Could you try talking to some animals nearby and see if they can see, smell or follow a track or anything that?
Yep, we can do that. Yeah, try that first. I don't want to be too loud because
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's just what I was thinking.
Yes,
It's subtle.
something has attacked this person, dragged them
That's
obviously.
a
And
19 on nature.
Cool. In fact, you find a snake
Okay.
hurriedly going about his business.
Alright. Hello. Have you seen a man around anywhere? Old man.
Yes.
Yes?
He's going to be delicious.
Excellent. Where is he?
This way. He
Did
starts
you catch
slithering.
him?
He says nothing else.
Okay.
He slithers off into the dark.
Alright, grab the others.
Cool.
Follow
After maybe 10 minutes of following the snake, worryingly quickly underneath the undergrowth and stuff, as you try and barrel your way around the thick trees and step over brambles, which he just kind of bypasses in his snake-like essence. Eventually you come to a part where the forest is dark. You can now see tracks, a whole bunch of broken brambles and such, and as you approach, a single lone voice rings out in the early morning darkness as the rain pelts down. Hello!
I'll run towards where I hear the voice coming from.
I want to sneak and slowly come up.
Rocks
So
up.
Yeah.
Gorstag bounds off.
Ooh, that's
towards
a
the
19
sound.
on the dice.
Shiver takes this moment to be careful and
22.
darts into the darkness. Behind the thick trees, you manage
And
to
I'm still
conceal
good.
yourself. Gorstag, as you run, eventually you're greeted by the face of a pale gentleman. Very old, very green, looks human, but at least 100 years old, older than most humans. In fact, his demeanour is one of great pain as he's clutching a book to his chest, bound in black leather. Thank you. Please, come close.
I'll move close to him. As I'm doing that, can I see what his wound is?
Yeah, sure. Roll some medicine. What are the rest of you guys
I'm
doing?
rolling terribly.
I want to iron for
That's
you
a 7.
Any weapons? Sure. Roll some investigation.
I approach as well, and I'll shoot him up 1 HP.
Okay.
That's a no, that's a 4.
Okay. He's holding a book. That's all you managed to see. He does have.
Careful.
He has a cloak on. You're not sure what's.
Knowledge is dangerous.
Please, you have to help me.
So could I roll a 7 for a medicine check on seeing what was...
His neck is drenched in blood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll use Cure Wounds on him. I think he might need a little bit more than 1 HP.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry to steal your thunder there, but yeah.
You gotta be a bit tight with your HP.
I guess.
While he's doing this, can I say, old man, your neck?
Yes.
There are vampires in these woods. What did that to you?
Look, there's no time. Quickly. And he hands you the book. You need to take this to King Throman. It's in Blacksteel, Blackwinter, towards the west. He needs to see this, quickly.
What's your name?
My name was Chest Crusher, once. As a man of the cloth, I renounced all identity. But listen, all of you, quick, you must take this. The second war is coming. And he's bleeding, and he's badly injured. You can see the puncture marks on his neck are spreading necrotic quite quickly. What do you know of war? He asks.
Of killing and war plots.
Yes, slaughtering demons is righteous.
What do you know of the history of war?
Or the fate.
Only what I hear in taverns.
I myself once was a brave warrior, fought alongside in the Iron War. But the Iron War was a scratch on the surface of suffering as to what comes next. I must tell you this. He spits blood. The Iron War was nothing compared to what you will see. 4,000 years before the Age of Dragons, grand shadow was cast across Elisia. 5 lords, known as the Lords of Violence, came to power. Spits blood. They reigned with terrible force. They began slaughtering, torturing, infecting the world. None could stop them. None. But then rose a single great mage, Dementia, and he had power, such like the world's not seen since. Even the wisest mages and wizards succumbed to his will. He fought back, and thus began the Black War. So many lives were lost. Spits blood. But Dementia was true. With the power of the One King, he imprisoned the 5 lords, each within their own tomb. With his last breath, he erased all knowledge of the Lords of Violence and the Black War from the world, hoping them to be lost forever. Only a few accounts of that time remain. This, he taps the book, is one of them. And he starts fading.
Can we ease this man's suffering?
Looks to be already eased.
His head droops.
He has been bitten by a vampire. We may need to ease his suffering.
Would anybody like to do a small beheading?
With my maul, yes.
I've got a swing.
I'll just crush his head in.
Fantastic.
Alright.
Roll some strength. As Dain sees, as his face falls, you notice that his skin
Nat
becomes
20.
skin becomes
Confirmed.
sunken.
This is how I want to use my 20s.
As he eases himself from the mortal plane, you do see him have some kind of visceral reaction to death as he shakes a little bit. And just as his eyes reawaken from death, the red flash that you notice, all you hear is the sound of a swinging maul and the lovely release of brain matter and blood, teeth, and cracked bone as his head scatters on the floor of the forest.
Do we know anything about the proper destruction of vampires?
Fire.
That seemed to work.
But do we know if they come back after like days, or if they can die at all, or?
That would be your forte, or your forte.
Yeah, that's a good point
I don't-
actually. Would that be history or a religion check? What do you think?
Religion.
Religion?
Yeah.
That is a 14.
What specifically did you want to know?
How would you dispose of a vampire to make sure it doesn't return from death?
Right. So main idea in the schools of thought as dealing with vampires, and of course it's not common knowledge as there hasn't been a lot of vampires in the last couple of hundred years, is if you can reduce them to a skeleton,
Yep.
they are very unlikely to be able to raise themselves as undead.
Jesus.
So we could.
Well, so
Flay it.
Make a big soup, and then all his meat will come off his bones.
The rain is still absolutely pelting down upon you.
Right, we should just burn the corpse.
yeah, we should
In the rain?
or at the very least dismember it or something. So
Well, we've kind of done that a little bit
Yeah.
already.
I go find a branch and I ram it through the body so he's pinned to the ground.
Sure, roll strength.
Mm.
Okay.
I'll bury its head.
The sound of breaking oak as
Scoop it up.
Orthanc
Exactly.
wrenches a branch from a tree.
1!
And unfortunately brings it down in a mighty force, and you notice that the guy beneath his robe is wearing quite heavy plate.
I didn't see that before.
Can I druid craft some binding things to grow through the corpse?
Can we make
And
sure he's
pin him to
properly
the ground?
looted first?
Sure.
That's the important order.
Roll some arcana.
yeah, probably yeah, looting is very important.
Cool.
I was going to say
Um,
muted. Jesus.
That's we don't want to reanimate the progenitor. Anyway, well, I just got derailed by you. Thanks.
Sorry.
17.
Cool. So on his person he has a fair amount of gold, maybe 50, 60 gold. He's got a map leading towards a big X over Blackwinter Castle. He's carrying the book, obviously, which you now have in your possession. And a couple of daggers and a couple of swords, which look like they've got some hints of the arcane to them.
Okay.
Does he have like a religious icon on a necklace or on his armor or anything to identify him or his cause by?
Roll some investigation.
Okay. 19.
Yes, he himself belongs to an order of the reoccurring eye.
Huh.
Ah, nice. What kind of swords are they?
They are long swords too. In fact, he's quite
Yeah.
kitted beneath his robes, this unassuming old man.
Do both swords seem magical? Or
Yes,
either?
both of them seem to have some kind of hum or glow to them.
Excellent. Well, how do we want to divvy this up? Who needs a magical sword?
Does
Who
anyone
can
actually
use
want
long
to take
swords?
I don't actually. That's a good point. I actually know if I can. I think I can only use simple weapons. So I'm not sure.
You
Yeah,
should
I
be able to
can't
use anything, but you only have proficiency.
Okay.
in a
Yeah,
few.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, and I assume a long sword is not a simple weapon.
They both long
No,
swords?
they're
No, they're martial.
pretty sure they're martial.
Cool.
As far as I know, it would, like, you don't get long swords, do you? Is it,
Oh,
Paladin,
no,
you
I
have
get
it.
martial. I
Yeah,
just
long
don't
swords
want
is
it.
martial.
You don't want
Martial.
it, okay.
Yeah, I need to.
Well, we identify them and then sell them in the next place that we
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to.
So take the weapons anyway. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
unfortunately can't use them.
Let's see, Arkyan's a sorcerer.
I am
You
sorry,
don't want
actually, one of these is a halberd,
Got
not a
my
sword, sorry.
Axe, guitar.
The halberd, you said.
Yes. One is a long sword, one is a halberd.
That's interesting to me.
I had fucked that up, but yeah.
I'll hang on to that.
Okay. I will not give you the card yet, as you do not know what its powers are.
Cool.
What is sorry, the book, does it have a title?
Okay, so the book itself is a very dark leather, black leather. You would initially think maybe from a dragon wormling of some kind, a black dragon wormling.
Okay.
The book has on its carved on the front a couple of runic symbols, which you're more than welcome to roll religion on if you want to try and decode.
Sure.
The book itself, however, is empty.
17.
Cool.
So sorry, there's no writing in the book.
Correct. Every page is blank.
Can I do an arcane check on the book,
You
please?
sure can?
That is a 12 plus 14.
14. Yeah, it seems like it has definitely some kind of glow to it, as you
Yeah.
notice the light does not quite reflect naturally off it.
Yeah.
In fact, it seems to be absorbing a lot of the light, which probably is what gives it its black appearance.
Did I discern anything from the runes, like a title or anything?
It's old, like what was your roll?
17.
Old dwarvish.
Okay.
What you would actually class as ancient dwarvish. Akin to, say, hieroglyphics in our world.
Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna write it down as History of Black Wall.
Cool.
It's like something for the Zoots to teach.
Yeah, so, yeah. Like, I mean, I assume there's some kind of like enchantment on it that's preventing the rain from being seen. So something along those
You
lines.
should try casting light on it. Get some more light on it.
I don't actually have a light spell. So.
Hello? Are
Hey,
you sure?
Halo provides all the light I need.
Right.
Metaphorically and emotionally.
Exactly.
Although it was fun to see his head crushed in, this man was, if he was truthful, a great warrior. We should do something to honour him, rather than just leave him here.
I'll bury the rest of his body as well.
Okay. You guys.
Different spot.
We should probably burn that at the same time as burying it. It being vampiric and all.
Probably soggy.
Mm.
I don't have a way to desiccate it.
Can we leave him with his sword? 100-year-old warrior.
Magic. No.
Yeah.
Young greed.
He likes.
The druid not willing to give up that? No. Okay. That's fine.
Oh, what did he got? He had the 2 weapons and
Bit of gold.
a bit of gold.
However,
Right.
you do notice that Fate is putting a small gold purse that was once on the body into her robes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Alright, let's burn him then. If that's...
If he really is a warrior, he would want those swords to be used.
Okay, how are you burning the body in the pouring?
Arkyan has the cantrip that is a fire bolt. So
You can
Okay.
make a little
I've got,
buff.
produce flame, I'll join in.
You guys cast the arcane power within you, and I suppose maybe give recite a prayer of Pel or something to pass the ease the passing of this great once warrior, chest crusher, into the afterlife, or certainly the astral planes, or maybe the Celestial Kingdoms, wherever he wants to go. And as you do, the forest around you is illuminated, where you can see the dancing shadows of imps and such on the trees and the barks of the trees. The very thing that nightmarish storytelling fairy tales came from, in fact, the uncertainty of a flickering fire deep in the forests of the world. And after some time, the body turns to ash mostly, and eventually remains a skeleton and skull fragments, with the indentation of a great maw upon it. You manage to take some time to dig through the earth, which is not difficult because of the rain, and the body goes once under the ground to quite a dignified and respectable sight. The end of this old adventurer, and certainly his story, now in the dead forest.
Alright, we do have a mission.
Yeah, carry on.
Can we figure out how far off course we are?
You sure can. Roll some, I think that would be...
I have a
how
compass
you-
actually, if that helps.
You have a compass.
Oh my god.
It's those small items you got when you were level 1 that you just never thought to
18 on survival.
Cool.
Yeah, can I have advantage or something for that? Or
Yeah.
That's not good. That's for survival. It's a 19.
Cool. So you're actually walking currently further north than you would have to follow this track, but you're still going northeast, so you've still made some ground towards Death Dark Temple. Cool. As you readjust and kind of figure out through the use of Gorstag's compass and of course Shiver's knowledge of nature, find your way through safe passage through most of the forest. You do hear occasionally a couple of larger creatures, panthers and such, wandering around, but you guys manage to avoid them. The most of having people that know the forest with you. After a certain amount of time, however, Shiver, can you please roll perception?
That is a 17.
You see Twitter appear
Yay!
with a note attached to his leg.
Okay. You got a notification
Say hi, and
on Twitter.
I got a tweet.
You got it?
Feed Twitter and
He's
make
very
a
happy
fuss.
to see you. In fact, he's sitting with you. You guys watch as Shiver unfurls this note from the leg of Twitter.
Yo, the Black Winter Knights are summoned immediately to Black Winter Castle.
Did it actually say go?
You or yo.
Oh.
That's the entirety of the message.
That's the entirety of the message. So, you, the Black Winter Knights, are summoned immediately to Black Winter Castle.
Does anybody know what?
Is that meant to be there?
Does anybody know what Throman's handwriting looks like? Does that look like his handwriting?
If you want to, roll insight,
Okay.
because you have seen messages from him before.
12.
23.
Oh, nice.
Not that.
The party gathers round the note as Shiver holds it out, raindrops are hitting it occasionally, and you all kind of like loom your heads over this note and scan for a while. After a certain amount of time, Gorstag's like, "This definitely looks like someone's writing."
No, look at the S, look at the S!
But then he goes, "But it looks like someone's trying to make it look like someone's
I asked Twitter who gave it this.
Young man.
Young man? Not old man. No beard?
No.
No. Young man. From Blackwinter Castle? Okay. But young man. Okay. Did he say a name?
No.
Okay. It wasn't Throman who gave Twitter this.
From my expert handwriting analysis, I agree.
Ask Shiver if it's a man he's met before.
Twitter is. Did you know this man?
No.
Was he familiar?
No. They knew him.
They knew him. Who's they?
The guards.
The guards knew him. Okay. Did the king know?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. But you don't know?
No.
Not sure. Okay. So he thinks that it's a familiar person, so presumably trustworthy.
Yeah.
Well, you're certain it's someone trying to impersonate.
Well, that I believe so.
If they weren't trying to impersonate, there wouldn't be any need to try and make it look like someone's handwriting.
Exactly.
Why don't we clear up on this temple and then check out what's going on?
I know it's telling us to go back there, but obviously, something is obviously happening there as well that is probably worrying if this message getting sent out. But equally, yeah, I agree. We should clean the temple out first.
How long are we away from Blackwinter Castle?
So now it's been about a week.
So take a week to get back. How far are we from our destination? Presumably a couple of days at most.
Yes.
We may as well go.
Yep, I concur. I think we should keep heading towards the temple.
Okay.
Okay,
Twitter
and then
now.
straight back. Yeah.
Twitter now reunited with his owner. Happily flits around your head and kind of lands occasionally. Flies around. The party, however, pushes on towards Death Arc Temple. Arkyan leading the way. Fate stealthing and Arrow. Yes.
Do we want to send a message back?
That's what I was thinking.
Suppose we send it directly to Throman.
Yeah.
And then hopefully that could bypass whoever is trying to impersonate him.
Twitter. You know what Throman looks like, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you can take a message to Throman and only Throman?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Cool.
Alright.
I think we need a code, because this is not going to just go to Throman, I think.
I agree, but I think the important things we need to get back to them are vampires.
Yeah.
All around the place. 35 to 40 of them, was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody potentially trying to impersonate him from within the castle who the guards know.
Oh, I wouldn't put that in the note just yet. That may accelerate whatever's
That's a good point.
happening in Blacken.
That's a very good point.
We could intentionally get the hiding place he had when he hid in the woods by Duskin. Get that wrong.
Yeah,
Really blatantly
I like that.
wrong. And say, remember that time when you think that didn't happen?
You're a
It's
tactician.
a shared secret.
Yep.
But that's proved to him that it's us.
And we're going to make him feel like something is awry. We're going to say, you remember this time you did this, something like that's going on, sort of.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, just like how you had to camp out. I heard of his great tales. This is when he saved the city of Duskin, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to believe that.
Single-handedly.
That's the sort of thing he'll go along with.
Yeah.
He has a fucking mural of it in his castle.
Yeah.
So
Which
he's
he tried
probably-
indignantly to hide
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time we were there.
Yeah, so just like that time.
I'll just get the details of where he was hiding really wrong, because hopefully the
Yeah.
person accepting doesn't know that was
Very
why
clever.
from
Very
or not.
clever indeed. Shiver, upon scrolling the message down, attaches it to Twitter's leg, who seems reluctant to leave his master, but also aware that he has job to do. And off he flitters into the night.
That's a nice thing.
Good.
You now find yourself standing in the middle of the dead forest. And off you go, I assume.
Yep, still travelling towards the deep dark people.
Cool.
Yep.
The clinking sound of rain on armour continues loudly as this unrelenting rain pours from the sky. And makes it hard travel. And in fact, your cloaks and boots get very muddied. And certainly the clean insignia of Palor is now dirtied like an impure monk lying with the temple maidens in a flight of fancy and
Anyone got
dangerous.
prestidigitation?
Not I.
I
Okay.
can pretend I do.
I don't think anyone
Wait,
does.
But minor illusion.
Can you minor illusion my shoes clean?
You guys are mucking through this forest, sloshing through the ground.
Are we getting trench foot? Yeah, it can. I don't know.
It can?
I think very, very slowly, but...
As you travel, Shiver, you notice that there are a couple of animals, warthogs and such, bled and dead.
Alright, I see the party, there's a couple of warthogs that are bled and dead.
And
Do they look
yeah.
like they've got puncture wounds?
They sure do.
Right, okay, yeah.
They
Something
don't-
with
they
the
don't look
gusto
like they're
has
coming back
been.
as vampire warthogs, though. They're not going to deal with it.
Oh, good god. This is
Vampire-
wasted meat. Is it fresh?
Necrotic looking.
It's fairly necrotic looking. The spread from the bite, it's kind of dead flesh.
I don't mean to be a wet blanket on the party, but I am going to
Oh,
make a
good.
big rule. We're not eating things that have been bitten by the vampires.
Alright.
Right, cool, so I guess we're keeping on traveling.
Ooh. One thing, can we see how recently they did?
Right.
You sure can
Yeah.
with a bit of. I think it's investigation.
Do you want to check for
18.
in the area?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
only 60 feet, but
I'll do that.
Okay, so it seems like it has been here for quite some time. In fact, it looks like after the initial encounter with the crater, whatever had come this way had gone, if it was one of the originals that had left with you, had been travelling very fast as these whole warthogs have been here for some time, a day or so.
Wow. Okay, I'll relay that.
Cool.
So any undead in line of sight?
No,
Where
just the wake.
we've been heading east this whole time.
Yeah.
Do we know of any major cities or anything further east?
So east and slightly to the south is center city of Time, as told by Kroll Lowrot, the halfling from String Gift. Anyone that wants to roll history can.
Okay.
Let's say 16 for me.
19.
5.
Dain, you do remember that somewhere around here was a place called the Old World. However, that was largely thought to be a city that once was and is not no more. Aptly named.
Something an old undead might run to, perhaps. Okay. So we
At this moment, as you guys are discussing, you hear a horrible scuttling sound towards you as a absolutely furied, frenzied, spitting, scuttling, travelling at great speed skunk comes towards you,
Oh, good god.
biting and thrashing as it darts towards you.
Quickly tell the others, get out of the way! Run!
It is going to try and attack.
Does it look alive?
You can roll insight. As it goes to bite Gorstag. I need you to make a. That would be, what is it? It's a wisdom. No, wisdom. Hang on. Constitution saving throw.
That is not good, that's 4.
Cool. You take 1 point of piercing damage as this thing just jumps from the ground straight towards Gorstag, frenzied, digs into his shoulder. You also take 6 points of poison damage as this unnaturally horrible feeling starts creeping from this creature, seeping into your veins. Roll initiative.
So I roll a 16 before reading its body language to see if it thinks it's alive.
Okay. It does in fact look alive, as it's not undead, but it also does not look like, it looks like it's consumed by something. Something is frenzying this creature. Okay. 25. 20. Cool. 15 to 20.
Oh, no, actually, sorry. I'm not good at
5 to 10.
I had 13.
sorry, yeah,
Fine.
12, sorry.
Racing it. 7.
7. Cool. And we'll throw fate in there as well. Cool. Okay, so, Shiver, you're up first. This thing is now clinging to Gorstag, thrashing wildly.
Alright,
Get
I'm
this
going
thing off
to
of me!
whack it with the flat of my blade, trying to not do
So not
normal
lethal.
slashing damage, not lethal damage.
Right, roll to hit.
That is, ooh, 3 on the dice. Yeah.
Okay. The thing is just too, it's moving quickly. It's now, in fact, darting around your other shoulder, trying to find more purchase Orthanc.
I've got a terrible idea. I'm going to set my backpack down and get my bedroll out
Okay.
and get ready to jump on it.
Okay,
Brilliant idea.
so you're readying an action? Or is that-
I guess, yeah, until it comes close enough to attack someone, then I
Okay.
can jump on it.
Gorstag, this thing,
into a snake
it's
again.
up to you. It's now trying to snake.
Don't talk about that.
It's now...
You don't know about that.
Exactly, I don't talk about
You
it.
weren't there. It's now desperately trying to find flesh on which to bite.
I'm gonna like try and like grab it and like fall down in the way that I'm gonna try and pin it under me.
Grapple, roll strength.
You're gonna suplex.
I'm going to suplex the fuck out of it. That is 18.
Cool, that's enough. It's a small creature. Gorstag pins it to the ground. Dain.
Can I jab it with the mystery halberd?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Roll a hit.
How is a 13?
That hits. Roll damage. That would be D12.
Cool. Can I borrow D12?
I got something.
Okay.
What else you got?
Cheers. That is probably a 13.
Cool. And the head of this creature separated from its body as tumbles to the ground. You're now out of combat.
Cool. Did I notice anything about the mystery halberd?
Actually, no. No, you didn't.
I
Cool.
sprint and boot the corpse away before it tries to fart on us.
And the sound of a headless skunk careening through the air as it lands with a thud further in the brambles.
Right, I want to inspect the head.
Cool.
I want to see if I can see what was actually going on with it.
Roll some investigation.
3 on the dice.
Nope.
Total of 5, I believe.
And grab this man's new dice.
How's a 16 on religion?
16 on religion. Okay, that's good. So what exactly are you trying to know?
How well is it in a spiritual sense? How undead is it?
Okay, it's not undead. It's not undead at all. This was a living badger.
Can I do a
Skunk.
medicine check for like
Yeah.
some disease or anything like that?
Sure can.
Oh my god, I'm wrong so badly. That is a 7.
Nope.
We're just like passing around this.
This is like you. It's an ink blot. You see what you want.
Did this come from a particular direction?
Yes, it did. In fact, it attacked you from where you currently are towards the south. From the south.
So it came from the south.
Yeah. And it leapt onto Gorstag.
And we know that the city of Time, right, is southeast?
Mm-hmm.
But the temple we're going to is not south, right? That's east.
That's east.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Well, that was embarrassing for me.
I thought maybe to roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shall we keep going?
Yeah.
And off you travel towards Death Dark Temple. This is now getting very difficult terrain. The forest is thick with bramble and spine and bush and tree and pelting rain.
It's fucking rain.
In fact, you've not seen a day this dreary in quite some time. As you travel, you get to a point where you can no longer continue without. There we go. Roll some strength. As Orthanc goes, I'll take care of this. Pulls out his great.
That's a whopping 9.
Wait. Get you guys. This is why I have.
This isn't your time.
Okay. Unfortunately, the thick of this is too much to cut through. It is intertwined, thorny, vinish, horrible, dry.
Craft it out of the way.
Yeah.
Only we had.
Shiver
Only we had.
Shiver just steps forward and you kind of see it all untangle as it weaves its way back.
Warmed it up for you.
Thank you very much.
And leads the path clear.
Can I just take a chance to get another try and pray for Halo, see if I can get anything through?
Sure.
That's not very good. That'll be a 9.
We started with a nat 20 and we're just going downhill from there.
Stole
It's
all
all
of
gone.
it.
Are you poisoned? Or
Off you go, Dain.
I-
Can you make a Constitution
I
saving
don't
throw?
think I've got any ongoing effects.
Okay.
I think I just took poison damage.
Okay.
That is. What's my con?
That's good.
14.
Okay. At this point, you hear a sound, a whisper, in fact, that the rest of the party do not, and it just says, "Need food."
Probably mental things are more wisdom sort of save.
Okay.
Con is physical. So did that sound internal or external? Like in my head?
Roll some insight.
Insight on myself. Don't judge my own motives.
Yeah.
That is a 12.
You try and discern the cause, the source of the sound, and in fact, you cast your mind back and try and feel if this was a spell of some kind, and no, it doesn't seem to. And then you wonder, was that a voice of my own, or is this some kind of deity? No. In fact, seems to be coming from the hellbed.
Very good. This helmet is my id. Yeah, I will hold on to it. I think I'm well enough that I
Okay.
can risk it.
Sure. The party continues towards Death Dark Temple. It's at this point where Arkyan, who's had the book open the entire time that he found that gave the...
In the rain?
Yeah. Well, he's got his head like over it, so he's reading like this, so the rain is stopping.
As long as it's not getting wet.
No, it's fine, it's fine. He's taking care of it. He stops you all and points at a tree. You can see carved into it as a symbol. It's quite high up the tree, as in it's probably was carved down here a long time ago. He points. And he immediately starts searching. And managed to find, after some time, maybe half an hour of just digging around as you guys can like look. He scrambles away some dirt. And there's just this little switch. And he just...
It's the one big willow.
and he just... Sorry. Look.
What are you doing? What would...
How did you know that that was there?
He shows you. And in fact, it's got little drawings of symbols which lead to the location of several levers and switches that will open the door to Death Dark.
Oh, this is his book,
Oh, this
not
is
the
the-
one we
Not,
just picked
no,
up.
sorry, not that.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
My bad.
Alright, cool.
How many more of these do we need to find?
5.
Alright.
6 in total.
6 in total.
Alright, well,
Split up, getting them.
lead on, I guess. Okay.
Cool.
Let's find the next one.
Yep, and Arkyan goes. Searching, using the book.
Can we, like...
Nat 20 finds
Oh.
the next one quite quickly.
Yeah.
This time now more trained to the style in which they are hidden. In fact, this time, a tree, unassuming, with the same symbol. He walks up and just presses the trunk in this little, again, quite high up, little alcove and switch. You notice the switches don't seem to be attached to anything mechanical. In fact, as he turns them, there's a slight glow of arcane energy.
Who made these, are?
Essentially, it was the 3 necromancers. In fact, in their efforts to hide their temple from all mortal eyes, had prepared some quite elaborate ways of finding and opening the temple. The rain continues to pelt down.
Well, let's go for the next switch.
Cool. After a certain amount of time, maybe 5 hours, it will take for him to find all of them. Is there anything you'd like to do in that time?
Is this system based off cues he gives?
Yep, he seems to know that he's in the right kind of area. In fact, the dead forest seems to have opened up considerably. The trees are less dense, and the colour of the leaves has changed as well, indicating that you are now in a different part of the cast.
So when you say dead forest, the forest isn't actually dead. That's
No,
just
that's
the name
just
of
the
the
name,
forest.
yeah.
Alright,
Well, this is
Happily,
happening.
mate.
You possibly want to take a sit down and heal up from that
cool.
poison.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I would, I'll take a rest and try and heal up. If I can.
How would you do this?
About a third. Or, moderately. Do I have time to sit down and heal up from my wounds from
Yeah, sure.
the glorious fight with the skunk?
The triggers are well hidden, not within such an expanse of each other that you wouldn't be able to stay in one place in this.
Alright, cool, I'll do that then.
Cool.
I'll stay by him while the rest of the party looks around.
After a certain amount of time, Arkyan indicates once the essentially arcane traps have been disabled, once the arcane doors have been unlocked, you should now, in theory, be able to walk into the court of the Death Dark Temple and find there open and awaiting the entrance.
Excellent. Well, nothing else to do, right? Let's go to the temple get out of this fucking rain.
Yep.
You notice that Arkyan's eye is now humming quite loudly.
Oh my god.
Shh.
We're starting a drone metal band.
Yeah.
And he himself quickens his pace unnaturally as he wanders.
Does he seem to be... You said unnaturally. Can I insight check him and see if he's being mindful?
What is your bonus?
2.
You have no idea.
Classic.
What about me with 0 bonus?
No, you yourself sense something is pulling him, a great force awoken within him now. He seems consumed by thought of getting to this temple. He's actually almost ignoring you all at this point. He's just walking forward.
He looks pretty controlled.
Do you want to do something about that?
Yeah, is there anything we can do about
He's
that?
still travelling. He's still wandering off.
I think we probably should just try and keep him safe while this is going on, and then possibly there will possibly be something in the temple we can try and solve whatever this is with. But I think we should just stick with him and not let him just get wandered off and possessed or whatever else is happening.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So you try and keep up with him. He's now moving very quickly. In fact, it's almost as if he's not skipping, but occasionally just seems like he's travelling slightly above the ground, just with great speed. In his eye now you can see the glow of it as he kind of snakes his way. It's now maybe 9, 10 at night.
How far away are we from the temple? Do we think?
You ask Arkyan. He does not respond. He just keeps walking.
Okay. Well, I guess I'd keep pace with them and keep going.
Cool. Party tentatively walks behind Arkyan, who is just getting faster and faster. At this point now, his head droops. His eye is now brightly burning. You can see it from behind. There's emanating light, and his feet are now just dragging along the ground as he's just being pulled.
You were right, Arch.
Doesn't say a word.
Wow. Can I put my hand on his shoulder and ask him again? I won't stop him, just...
Okay. Yeah, kind of like jog up behind him and put your hand on his shoulder, and his body kind of just drifts as if suspended.
Wow.
Can I try and restrain him, like stop his forward motion?
Roll some strength.
10.
No.
Oh, assist.
Okay, advantage.
No.
Okay. This unsettles you guys greatly, as you're probably the strongest, you three, physically. You all grab Arkyan and try and stop, but there's a force that is unbreakable that brings him towards. And after a certain amount of time of just having to let go, he quickens, and you see him enter a stone courtyard. Black brick, impossibly old, grown over. Nigh on impossible to find should you not have known where it is. In fact, it's just a small area of brick within the forest, which is now looming thick. The trees are tall. The leaves themselves are silverish black, and occasionally they just kind of fall and flip in front of you. Arkyan himself is just, and he just disappears like this, down a stone staircase in the middle of this forest. His eye, the light of his eye, you see it kind of just diminish and vanish as he travels into this thing.
Does he always do that?
No, this is... I mean, he's normally pretty weird, but this is...
The first time he's floated
Yeah.
like this.
I think the eye glowing out the back of his head is new as well.
Blowing out the back of his head.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's new.
I'm not... Yeah. That seems a bit off.
It's not himself today.
Do we want to just follow him blindly down there, or do we want to...
No.
I didn't know as well. I was fine with, like, keeping pace with to make sure...
As you have this conversation, you see the staircase down which you went goes and 2 trap doors slam shut behind him.
Oh, hey, that's not good.
Well, okay. Can we look around? I'd like to look around and see if there's another entrance.
Roll some investigation.
We might need to go back to those 6 switches and do them all again.
Those were hours back.
Yeah, no, fuck that. 12.
Okay. You immediately, in a hushed panic, start searching around the area. There is very little assuming about this. The stones themselves, you wouldn't even see, they're so overgrown with things, unless you really knew what you were looking for. And in terms of what's around, it's just a lot of forest. There's a small patch where the stone is, where the door was, but other than that, it's thick tree, dark oakish kind of trees, silverish black leaves that are still...
And the trapdoors are just more stone? Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And the rain pelts down upon you.
Can I try and Druid craft some vines to go over and go in between down
Sure.
into the stone and then start to pull them open?
You certainly can try.
Anyone have a crowbar?
So you do in fact manage to find some purchase in the way of cracks in the ground and focus your arcane energy to pull through, but it's not budging too much. It's a little bit of give. But
Okay. So it looks like it could be forced open. Need a lot more force, but we could do it.
Alright, I'm gonna start. I've got a hammer and pythons. I'm gonna start jamming them into the crease between the doors,
Okay.
and then try and using someone else, try and lever it open.
Yeah. I'll carry on pulling with the vines as well.
Sure.
So each time there's another bit of give, you can shove them in just that little bit more and keep.
Roll strength with advantage.
Take guidance as well from me.
Ooh.
Nice.
I've got some mason's tools to chuck in to help.
That's a 17.
Does not break through.
Damn.
In fact, as you all start hacking and pulling and swinging at this thing, it remains completely and utterly closed.
Can we see if these... I mean, these are probably magically protected stones, but can we be sure of that? Because then if we try and break them, that's just going to destroy our weapons.
Sure.
Anyone got detect magic?
I do not actually, sorry. Can I just do an arcane check on the stuff? God, I'm rolling so badly tonight. Where are we? Okay, 7.
Now, in fact, there doesn't seem to be a lot of arcane coming from here. You do, however, sense the light of Arkyan, having been attuned to it, travelling with him for quite some time, is now quite deep under it.
Is he moving along as well? Like, is he just going like straight down, or is he like moving in a direction underground?
I would say roll Arcana again. This is essentially a different one.
That is a 20 modified.
Cool. Okay, this time, yeah, you try and, as you feel this light of Arkyan, this familiar sense being pulled away, you try and close your eyes and focus intently on this energy. It's spiraling downwards.
Okay. Can I look in the surrounding area, just for anything else that might be related to the temple?
Sure.
What am I rolling? So the
Investigation.
That is an 8.
Cool. You see not much else other than forest, I'm assuming. Quite beautiful in a way.
I can do something if everyone stands back.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Shatter on the doors.
Okay.
Nice.
Just does 3d8 damage, and inorganic creatures have disadvantage on the save. If it's a door, I don't know how you want to.
Okay, roll the damage and let's see.
So I've got 3 casts, so I'll basically just blast it if I need to.
Okay. The rest of the party takes a few steps back as instructed by Orthanc, as...
Oh boy, that's fucking terrible. That's 9.
As a shattering force tries to come down upon these stones, and poof, there's this emanation of light as the spell hits the stone and whoosh, remains closed.
I will try again.
Okay.
Why not? Wow, that's even worse than before. That's 8.
And again, the spell. Seemingly, this is not just stonework. This is quite well crafted and potentially arcanely protected.
Wow.
So about those switches.
Oh god. Not in this fucking rain.
Maybe some dwarven cunning and just look for any secret entrances or
Sure.
switches in the indents in the walls.
Yes, you can investigation.
Could you say as well weaknesses
That's
in the mechanism of the hinges as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, any weakness I can find and exploit. That is 9.
Wow, you guys cannot roll today. You try and pull, you try and find some way of opening this through pure strength, through arcane, through druidcraft, through anything, not messing around.
Right. I'm going to try and get a collection of little animals, and I'm going to tell them about the 6 switches, and I'm going to try and get them to tell their friends about the 6 switches, and I'm going to try and get them to tell their friends about the 6 switches, and just freaking go for it.
Roll animal handling.
Can I assist by
Guidance.
making minor illusions of like the switch in front of him?
I don't know if that would give advantage.
Woodland creatures are notoriously bad at Chinese whispers.
I know, but
Let's
animal
try.
handling.
Yeah, animal handling.
At some
You
point, I
notice,
really need
you
to
notice
get
the druids
proficiency in
start
this.
bringing like little animals toward them. They kind of sit in audience.
That is a 17.
Okay, and they listen to your words. They get a good sense, and they go off to try and find the switches, I guess. And I'm gonna roll for each of them for the 6 switches.
We won't know if half of them are being successful, and if so, which switches or what switch.
It's worth a try.
After some time, the animals return. 2 of them could admit that they could not find what they were looking for.
That's okay.
The other 4, however, say, "Okay,
That's good. That's good. Okay. So the 2 that didn't do it,
yeah,
I want. How do I know? I want to work out which switches they went to, and therefore how far they are, and
yeah."
we can go and
So
do
you
those
ask them
ones.
that, they say, "We're very hungry."
Oh yeah, food.
Okay.
Lots of food. There's a ration. Have the ration. Split
And-
that between them all.
Off they go and lead you to the remaining 2 switches. After 2 clicks, you hurry back
I fucking dive in as soon as I
to find the doors open, and then you go.
Yeah.
I need you all to make athletics as the door starts to slam shut behind you.
Oh, that I can do.
It's a 6 from me.
There's an 18.
Okay.
That's a 16.
Okay.
It's a 12.
Okay. Gorstag, as you're just coming down at the rear of this, these things start closing in on you. I need you to make a dex save. Or you've been taking a lot of damage.
17.
All right. And slam shut just behind you. Moments after your head was in that space. The echoing sound of these things now locked ahead of you.
I produced some flame to give us some light.
Cool.
I want to test the doors from this side just real quickly. Just give them a tap and see if I can budge them at all.
Cool. Roll strength. You now plunge into darkness, so I do believe you all have dark vision.
Yeah.
12.
Oh,
12.
Don't need to produce flame then.
Yeah, we're definitely safe in here, guys. Nothing coming in.
Long rest!
No buttons or anything here?
No, in fact, these stairs just travel downwards.
Cool.
Alright.
Might as well.
May as well.
Yep.
So, using your arcane sense, your inherent racial traits to be able to see in this darkness, you find that the staircase that you now wander down is covered in runic symbols. Ancient, elvish, ancient.
Are they the
dwarf.
same symbols that we saw on the the coffins and the other temple?
And on the book.
On the book, yes. In the temple, no.
Okay. And by the book, do you mean the book that's Arkyan?
The blank book. The blank book.
The
The
blank
blank book.
Okay.
Yes. It's not the exact same ancient dwarvish.
Yeah.
But it is certainly from the linear transition of the language into its more common form.
Can any of us read it? I mean, I speak Dwarvish. Oh, I speak
Yeah,
Dwarvish,
I think
but-
you can roll for it if you want to.
God damn. What's the roll?
That would be. I think that'd be insight.
How about net 20?
Well, go with
Probably
that.
more
Go.
his...
Confirmed.
Wow.
Just generic intelligence or history of feeling generous.
So you start watching it. These symbols themselves are carved into the rock, but through arcane mean. And as you kind of follow your hands along, you find that it's a story starting many, many hundreds and thousands of years ago. And the deeper down the staircase you go, the further along the story is. It reads something along the lines of, in the beginning, there was one energy that, when left untampered with and pure, drove itself insane. From being eternal, it spiraled inwards and outwards, and for all infinities, as eons passed, as grace turned to torture, as life turned to dark, shadow began to rise. As you guys go down, you're now feeling quite a cold chill in the air. The world itself was divided, and through two energies spread an entire mass of creatures and intelligence and life and spirit, planes of existence, kingdoms. It's now getting unnaturally quiet. Your footfalls are not making sounds as you hit these bricks. There was, at one point, a reaching of the two energies. When they found themselves contained within the walls of the universe, they retreated back. It's kind of getting a bit hot as well, but...
Can I check the texture of the ground?
Yeah.
Is it still like stone?
Yeah.
Okay, can I try say anything?
Sure.
Fuck.
Fuck!
Okay, just check.
You're right over
yeah.
I think he's a little miffed, but he's okay.
Once the energies made their way back to the center of existence, they fought for a million eternities. Then, as the war ceased, the energies once again scattered to the edges of existence, and so on, until the eternal battle of light and shadow, of good and evil, played itself out through the echoes of time, realities, dimensions, doomed and cursed to do so for all existence and beyond. And that's where you come to a door.
Sounded like you had a pretty good grasp on that.
In fact,
Yes, I studied in college.
as you see, Dain, I imagine, are you relaying this information?
Yes.
Yeah. It speaks of the man from the pure light, the one king, who stood at the top of the tree, essentially, of life that you find yourselves all within. As those runic symbols on the ground start glowing as Dain starts reading this story, you see that on Dain's armour appear the same runic symbols, ancient dwarvish, that are essentially the insignia, the birthright, the symbol of the One King. In fact, Dain, the descendant of the One King.
I'll push open that door.
And it does. We find Arkyan sitting in a chamber. In front of him, a spiral staircase that delves deep into darkness. Himself glowing brightly as he kind of is leaning forward, arms out, and you can see that there's something playing inside his mind, some kind of story, some kind of... He's experiencing something occasionally, he just twitches and...
I'll greet him and see if he can respond.
So he just carries on as he was?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he still floating? Is he standing? Does he look like he's at least safe?
He's sitting cross-legged in front of this stairwell. And he doesn't seem to be like suspended in air or anything like that. But he's certainly unable to hear anything seemingly that's going on. And if you come around to see him, you can see just this look of terror on his face. You realise he's not necessarily in a vision. He's been reduced to a gibbering mess. As he...
Can I try and turn it away from the way that he's facing?
Yeah. And as you pull his face aside, he seemingly is aware of you now for the first time. He just hugs you and pulls himself close and starts crying. Just don't go down. Don't go down.
What do you see? What did you see?
And you can now see he's having a panic attack. He's breathing heavily and freaking out.
So there's this like gigantic staircase?
Yeah, spiraling staircase.
Is there anything else in here?
Roll some investigation.
Is it like a hollow centre the whole way down? Like we could look down?
No, it's wrapped around a pole, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
21.
Cool. The rest of the room, there are several doors in here, and a horrible kind of energy instilled right into the very rocks themselves.
Okay. I want to go start looking behind some of the other doors.
Okay, roll some investigation.
Hey, natural fail.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a door.
Yeah.
I found a door, guys. It's a door. It's a big door.
In fact, the
That's
door.
great. It's a door.
What's behind it? No? Any idea?
It's a door!
The doors seem to be as locked as the doors you originally came through.
So I'm just doing maybe select comfort Arkyan.
Okay. You're going to see how he's dealing with this. Okay, not so
I try
much.
and make sure that Fate doesn't pickpocket him while he's
Fate herself is quite unsettled at the moment. She's holding back into the corner of the room.
These doors, are they pickable locks?
Oh, no. These are...
It's just like the same kind of...
same kind of
big stone
ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way down the staircase is open, though.
Can I have a listen down the staircase?
Yeah, roll some deception. Wow! Look, I'm just going to lend you some dice, because this is not working.
I'm going to put that one over here for now.
Yeah. So there's this constant chilling wind emanating from the staircase.
Okay, I look over my shoulder at the others, make sure they're not looking, and then pluck a chord on my guitar.
Ding, ding, ding. And it seems to, in the way that sound is dampened by the snow, you know, that feeling of being in a space that just seems eerily quiet when you stand in the street blanketed with snow. The way that it absorbs the sound, it's the same kind of thing, but in a much more heightened way, it almost eats the sound as it travels down. You notice it just goes from a loud, panging note into just silence quite quickly.
Okay.
I'm thinking we need to find out what's down there. Fate and I could sneak and just at least check it out and come back up as soon as we find anything.
There seems to be one way in and doors shut behind us. I think we just have to move together and quickly.
Yeah. I'll just sit there and talk to Arkyan again and see if he's more able to talk.
Okay. Yeah. Upon being with his friends and parties once more, you do manage to calm him to a certain point. And he just says, "Oh, my fears. The greatest fears I was confronted with. My mum had flesh-eating creatures. I span an endless nightmare scape of horror and terror. I saw them. The necromancers. They weren't just mages. They were agents, tools. Crafted the very heart of the devil. The very essence of the Nine Hells. They brought new evil into the world. And that's all they wanted. To torture. I saw all my power, everything I've done, branches of this one awakening evil. I don't know if you're safe with me. I think I'm one of them.
Nonsense. Someone's trying to scare you, friend. And I reach out and pull him up.
Okay.
Do you know what would make me feel better? Killing those necromancers.
That as you pull him up, his legs are weak. As you mention that, his stance solidifies.
I pat him on the back. Hard.
Scary as shit down there.
Oh, let's go kill him.
Okay. And he pulls a dagger. I assume that he's got a dagger. After you.
I'll lead the way.
Maybe put the dagger away. You're climbing downstairs, that just seems unsafe.
Running with scissors, lad.
When is Arkyan with a dagger behind us? There would have been problems.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would rather hear. Yeah. Alright, I still think we should sneak to lead.
Yep, sneaky people, feel free to go first. I'm clanky as fuck.
Oh, 7!
Okay, you're not moving so quickly. Fate is moving slightly more silently than yourself.
Oh, that's a 17.
With that 7 as well, I want to cast Pass Without Trace.
Cool.
Which will make it a 17.
Sure, you can do that. Yes! So, the shadows seem to seep into your being as Pass Without a Trace emanates across you, and you move slightly more silently. The stairs themselves travel for a long time, and the air gets frigidly cold, to the point where it's almost burning your skin. It's icy, icy cold. The sound completely is muffled. Even if you were to say to each other, hello, there would be no sound. In fact, you cannot communicate as travelling down these stairs.
Shit. Not that you can hear that.
No.
I say to the others,
I just like to bang like my
You don't know
legs
that
or
one?
even my fist against like the wall or something, just to see if other sound is travelling, or just, so it's completely silent as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Death Dark Temple, no one can hear you scream.
Oh god. I'd
Literally.
like to get the attention of these two and Arkyan in particular.
Arkyan the Fear is once again sitting in his face.
Sign language for... You can suggest how successful I am.
Okay.
Sign language for no magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no speaking.
I guess that would be...
yeah.
That's tough.
I can do a performance if
Yeah,
you
do
like.
performance and I'll do insight.
Okay.
No.
Jesus fucking Christ. 11.
I've been cursed with it as well. I rolled on that too. I don't know what's going on tonight, but we just can't roll.
Alright.
Headlights.
I look at you very confusedly and be like, no, now's not the time for mine.
Yep.
I guess we just continue down.
Okay. As you travel further, you notice even with your dark vision, the awareness is dampened.
Oh, yeah, is there any ice, like, actually forming, or is it just the air that feels unnaturally cold?
Actually, there would be a couple of ice crystals on the walls and such, as the temperature plummets greatly.
We can't go.
No. But I assume you're still travelling downwards.
I'm going to try and light a candle.
Okay.
So what happens when I do that?
Where it would be maybe 5 foot of bright light and 10 foot of dim light, is instead 5 foot of dim light.
Okay.
I'm
I'm going to blow out the candle.
And a little bit of smoke.
Anyone
Drifts
got-
back up.
Dispel magic.
Nope.
I'm gonna pat someone on the shoulder and...
I'll
Yep.
bring you some paper.
I need everyone
I don't actually have it. I don't have it actually, but any writing tickles.
to make a wisdom saving throw.
fuck.
18.
12. Very impressionable on you.
Yeah.
14.
No.
18.
18.
17.
And you?
8.
8. And 12?
Yes.
Okay. You go. Okay, so Orthanc first. As you travel down this place and your senses are dulled from the awareness of light, sound, and the icy feeling creeps across your skin, you feel in fact that your orc-like hide, the skin, is being permeated by this frost. And as you wander, you feel your blood turning like an ice slushy, thick and unable to pump. As you kind of look down, you now feel all the warmth leaving your hands, and you just stare at this mass of ice as it slowly starts crumbling the edges of your fingertips as your hands start disintegrating in front of you.
I start freaking out quietly.
Yeah. In fact, you are now feared, unable to do much of anything. As you watch your own form decay and burn, and you're fairly sure you're dying, you just become inconsolable and are crying out, but in silence.
I run over to Gorstag to try and get his attention like I'm melting in front of him.
And you see Orthanc completely fine, but in the midst of a panic.
I look at him being panicked, and I guess try and...
I'm like shaking you like violently.
I guess, yeah, I'm just completely unaware what's going on, so I'm kind of freaking out a little bit because he's freaking out.
It's like I throw up and then you throw up.
Exactly.
In fact, you hear echoing from deep within the chambers down the steps one lone sound as it echoes around all of you, the intense cackling of a madman, you would assume. And then silence once more. Orthanc, you're fairly sure that your hands have now crumbled, and in fact you're just dealing with stumps, and you're trying to like do sign language with your stumps, but it's not working.
How long have you been travelling for?
5-10 minutes, not too long, just straight down.
And so no magic is able to be cast?
Not the verbal components.
Yeah.
We've got something like courage.
I suppose if no one's giving a reaction, I'll start running up the stairs trying to get out.
Okay. Orthanc turns, feared and frightened, in fact. Runs at good speed. In fact, you're unable to move closer to the source of your fear, which you do believe is further down.
Yep.
So upwards, Orthanc goes.
Just like shove anyone out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should go up and follow them up to a point where we can actually talk again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking we need to go about this differently. No, has anyone got anything? Well, first of all, is anyone still freaking out? Try and calm everyone down first.
Mainly Orthanc. The rest of you had... Gorstag witnessed El's death in a brutal flash of fire, but you were aware that Pella would not let that happen in the managed flame. Dain, you had seen your own form tied to a mountain and picked alive by birds. In fact, you saw them pulling flesh and muscle from your body, but were fairly certain that it was simply an illusion. And Shiver, you saw Ark murder that small child brutally, over and over again 1,000 times in your head, and for a certain time believed that's actually what happened, and your mind had made some kind of way around it until you... No, we stopped that. You're okay.
Right. I'm thinking enhance ability on wisdom, at the very least. So, like, letting us be aware of what's actually going on. Unless anyone else has got any way to combat fear.
I can use protection from good and evil on someone, but so it's concentration, so only one person.
Mm-hmm.
So myself.
Okay. Enhance ability is... concentration up to 1 hour, so I can only do it on one person.
And if you fail your own save, it'll go away, so you might as well do it on yourself.
Yeah. No one's got anything else?
No, I don't have anything myself.
Alright. So, why don't we get one person to go down who's sneaking, and we could all target that one person, let's say the good and evil, and the enhance ability, and at least see what we can find out down there.
We're already silent, and I don't think anyone was looking at us, so I'm not sure how effective sneaking will be. on the one choke point entrance to the magical thing.
I'm just trying to think of ways to
I don't
get
want
past the block of fear.
Don't want to split up if we can help it. I don't think we're gaining much.
Alright. Any other suggestions?
Just trundle along and hope to get courage.
Anyone have any ale?
True, fortify.
But is Orthanc, is he like have you
Anyone have any ale?
yeah, have you realised
So
that like your hands are like not
as you make your way up the stairs, the illusion starts fading.
Yeah.
And you find yourself looking at 2 half-orcish hands.
Yeah, no, really though. Anyone have any ale?
Not me, unfortunately, I'm sorry.
I think I've got a bottle of wine.
Alright.
I'm trying to see if Fate has any.
Probably.
I'd say so.
Oh, you could do some dream leaf.
Yeah. That's +1 to wisdom, 0-1 to
Oh
intelligence.
shit. Oh no, that wasn't quite.
Fate's got Dreamleaf.
Can I play? I have a great idea actually. Why don't I play a rallying song we all know and we sing and march as we go? Raise the spirits. It'll last at least 5 steps, then it's in silence. But then we
Yeah.
We have that memory of it too to carry us through. Yeah. Alright, I'm game.
Get stuck in your head, really. You don't even have to sing it.
it's coming. You'll feel it, and
And just remember what we said here is not real. So
yeah.
don't fret.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have down the stairs and run up the stairs again.
And I'm going to cast Enhance ability on myself.
Okay. Down you go once more, towards the very source of the terror that had stroked itself deeply in your heart. However, this time singing a jaunty melody about a barmaid called Nilsa, far off in the corners of the world, and her lovely exploits to all the young sailors who had passed through town. Rather crude but uplifting tale, one of the ones that you had acquired on some of your journeys. In fact, you can all have +2 for wisdom saving throws for the next half hour as you travel down. In fact, as you travel down, you're going to have to make a wisdom save.
Die away. Try this one.
Do I have to with my protection on? From evil?
Yes.
Cool.
21.
Ooh, net 20.
13.
12.
Okay. You guys make it down. Gorstag standing tall, Dain unafraid as you travel further down. However, this is the time when the visions start creeping in. Orthanc, you just see in front of you, walking backwards down the stairs, beckoning you forward, a mutilated version of yourself, eyes dangling from their sockets, blood pouring from the mouth. You see yourself completely disturbed. You stop walking. You're unable to go any further. The rest of you, however, are able to carry on if you wish.
Is it still in silence?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess I'll see him just stood there and try and like pull him down the stairs.
Okay.
With a
I suppose I physically oppose him.
Mm-hmm. Strength and strength.
That's a 1.
nice.
My luck continues.
A 19.
You start getting dragged down. You get deeper. At this point now, you're seeing flashes every couple of seconds of horrible, horrible images. Just torture. Everyone roll. Wisdom save once more. DC increases.
Let's put that one away and try this one. Do we still have +2?
Mm-hmm.
23.
16.
5.
22.
You three, Fate and Arkyan, manage to travel forward. Orthanc, you cannot willingly travel any further.
Alright, I start running my way back up the stairs again.
Okay.
We'll drag him. I'll help drag him.
Okay, strength.
I'll give
Assistance, yep.
Since this is going so well. That's an 8. I
Okay.
haven't rolled above 5 for
15.
very long.
Go, you're being pulled down. Arkyan and Fate both turn and run. Back up the stairs.
Do I have an arm free to grab another one?
You can try.
I use the distraction to try and break away and run.
Okay.
I'll grab Fate.
Okay.
That's a 15.
10.
Where is strength? Yeah. 15 for Fate.
Oh, she gets away.
Yep.
And I'll do one to oppose you as well.
Yep.
20.
Cool. Yep. Down you go. At this point now, you feel your whole body's twisted. You can see your guts spilling from you. You can feel your brain turn to mush in your head. You can see all the creatures that you've fought standing in lines, pelting their way at you, screaming, chattering, dragging themselves through all these forests and things just to come forget your brains and your heart and eat them. One more wisdom save from all of you.
I'm like screaming silently and repeating a phrase over and over.
20.
Confirm that.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Confirmed.
18.
Last
Oh,
two.
fuck's sake. No, that's not a 1, that's a 7. So that is plus proficient on that, which would make that a 14.
Okay. Shiver is now unconsolable. You can see him doing this, trying to run, get out of there as fast as he can. Gorstag, you are charged with the light of Pelor, and he will protect you in this place. You walk forward proudly, unafraid. Dain, you follow close behind. Orthanc, you've now been reinvigorated with this kind of spirit of camaraderie as you all travel down. Fate is feeling slightly better, but still hiding up the stairs. Arkyan has completely gone. You guys make it to the bottom of the stairs. Against all fear and all terror, you stand in front of an archway, leading into a room full of red brick. The clapping sound now the only thing you are able to hear, as the rest of you are all still silent. And that's where we're going to take a quick 5-10 minute break. As the party finds themselves deep underground in Death Dark Temple. A place where dreams go to die. So, everyone out there in the cybersphere, please go and refresh your drinks, get some more chips, and be back here in 5 to 10 minutes for more of Black Winter Nights with myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, and my lovely players, the Black Winter Nights. We will be right back. I've shit, got my dice.
Go.
Hello, welcome. Where's my hello? Welcome. We were all just rolling to see if we were ready to get back on stream.
Obviously, you did not pass.
No, I quit unready. In fact, I roll a 6 on readiness. So the party found themselves once again quite deep underground in the heart of the Death Dark Temple, where they fought their own minds to burst through the barrier of fear that had been placed upon the staircase down which they had travelled. Using some wisdom saves, some spells of spell good and evil, and enhance ability. They had managed to break through to the point where they find themselves in a chamber. The archway before them leads to a rather grandiose room full of, and you can see to Fate's eyes twinkling already, gold lavishness and silk and goblets and precipices on which are artifacts.
And someone golf clapping?
We can't see who's doing the claps.
No, it's coming from the room.
Okay.
Would you like to step through?
Yes.
Yes.
The party steps through and arranges themselves in front of the archway inside the room. You see a hooded figure who takes a step forward and lowers his hood. You see a yellowish skin beneath hair, long, that comes back over the head, black and down in front. You can see the eyes of this person, dark eyes, maybe the colour of mud, as they take a step forward. And as they do, you can hear their footsteps. And in fact, you yourselves can now make sound once more. This person, however, is not looking at any of you, is only looking at Arkyan, and takes a step forward and addresses Arkyan and Arkyan alone, speaking in Elvish. Who speaks Elvish?
Yep.
Yes.
No.
So
Dylan.
Gorstag and Dain, you hear this liver-damaged elf speak to Arkyan, and Arkyan seemingly is understanding the language as well. Although I'm not sure if he actually speaks Elven. It doesn't.
Most languages.
Yeah, so it's fine. Well, they said you'd be worth the wait. I guess you were. I didn't expect there to be so many. But it's good to see you found your home. Takes a few steps forward. Arkyan is notably unconvinced of this person. However, Arkyan's eye is now glowing brightly. Well, it looks like that's 2 of the 5. I see you look confused. You don't know too much about your home, do you? And Arkyan kind of just looks at you guys. There's 3 more to find. Maybe this will help. And the elf starts digging into his own chest, pulling back flesh. As you hear the tearing of this thing, he's now digging through the muscles and pulling open his chest cavity and beating behind his rib cage, now exposed as blood profusely pours down. A small stone embedded in the heart, poof, poof, glowing the exact same colour as Arkyan's eye. And as he removes his hand, the blood trails back and slowly the wound closes over itself. Arkyan is visibly shaken, and you can see his eye is just fixed on the heart of this creature. And the creature steps forward once more, now maybe 15 feet from the party. Steps forward. Is there anything you'd like to do at this moment?
Ready in action to bop him on the head in case he comes within melee range.
Okay.
Step between him and Arkyan.
Yeah, I was to say I want to do that as well, so I'll step to.
I probably want to put on my brown pants.
Yeah.
Step forward between Arkyan and...
So Arkyan, looking scared and concerned by this turn of events, is now obscured by Dain, Gorstag, and Shiver, who step forward. Orthanc pulls his weapon slowly and just kind of holds onto it. So at this point, the person, the elfish, you see a flash of anger across his face, as once was poised and collected. Seems you've brought some others into our home. Terribly sorry. They won't be allowed to leave. And he's now looking like past you guys into Arkyan. Come, brother, we've got much to do. And Arkyan just takes a few steps forward. Doof, and is now trying to push his way through you three.
I'll resist that, kind of trying to hold him behind me.
Strength with advantage, because I imagine you guys are going to up.
Absolutely.
That's an 18 for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you do. It's the same kind of pull,
Yeah.
but not as strong as you hold a kind of...
Yeah. And I'll say to him in Elvish, what do you want with Arkyan?
We must find each other. Come. And he puts his hand out, and Arkyan now is pulled forward once again.
Yeah.
But you guys managed to cling hold. But that was a lot of force.
Are there exits to this room?
To this room. That would be perception.
Ask this guy in Elvish if he's one of the necromancers.
Mm-hmm. And he laughs. We are the children of the Necro, and your flesh will rot here. And once again, the echoing sounds of laughter emanate around you.
And 15.
Cool.
I'm inclined to swing at his heart at this point.
No. If you want to do that, go for it.
Okay, roll to hit. That would be
Were you rolling something, sorry?
Oh yeah, to see if there were other exits. So that was a 15 on perception.
There are a couple of archways that lead out of this room.
Just open?
Yeah, open archways.
Okay. Can we see anything out of them?
What was your roll?
15, and I have dark vision, 60 feet.
You can see one of them towards the right leads down a chamber of lit torches. The torches seemingly have been lit recently as they're burning brightly. And to the other side, stairs that go down through an archway.
I believe that Fate still had a vial or two of Dain's blood.
Mhm.
Is that true?
Yes.
Is she here?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no,
Okay.
she stopped. Sorry, she was feared.
Yes, yeah,
She didn't make it down the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure everyone had my blood.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
that's
all have
true, actually.
vials.
I think we all had.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
I wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
I thrust that on you.
It was a bit weird.
Take my blood! Take my blood!
Anyone who said no, I just snuck in their pack.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
what we
healing potion that I have is not actually...
They didn't tell you.
Don't drink that! Don't drink that!
You might have
Not the red one.
You might have hoped it was ale,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
Is that wine? Or yeah.
Yeah, I said I had a bottle. Alright, I want to whip out my bottle of his blood and I want to pop the cork and throw it at this guy. He's only in 15 feet, so that's not very far at all.
Roll some dexterity as it sails and careens through the air.
That is 15.
And as it comes close, there's this pulse of blue-white energy from his chest cavity, and the glass vial shatters in the air.
Does the
Blood
blood
still go?
splatter on him?
Yeah.
Or?
I'm gonna roll for it. We'll see. It does not.
Not reflex for half.
20. You only got half blood.
23 to hit.
To hit, yeah.
Okay, that hits roll damage while everyone rolls initiative.
Dain of the
I
Dain
am
is a
moving
half-blood
into-
creepy guy in the crypt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Our initiative. Come on, above 5.
I just realised what I should have done.
Yes.
Next time I go to the where's the place we got the work done for the crafting? I'm gonna get Duskin. Yeah, I need to get like a halberd where I can cut myself on it and bleed into it, and then like get spider.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
Deliver blood.
Yes, blood attacks.
That's my next weapon.
That's a good one.
Or a blow dart, and you can just like get, a little dart.
That's not my style.
Well, someone else can.
Yeah.
Just have like an open patch on your back. So you can just jab it.
Yeah. It's just have them all tubes coming out of your back at all times. We can go and like plug our own weapons into it.
Exactly.
Just topping
Keep
up
little
the greatest
reservoirs in
yeah.
each of the weapons. Like top it up.
Whack, whack, whack.
So I need what kind of D6s?
Need for several d6s. How many do you need?
5.
3,
boy.
4. I think 4's will have. No. We've got other sets.
Oh wait, I lied. Some of the D8s. I have 2 D8s.
Can you pass me from over there black marker? See if you can find a black marker.
Do your blue one.
Yeah,
So 8.
Yep.
Just another thing. It's a set of dice.
I also like the martial music you just put on there all of it.
This is a great little website called Flannery or something similar that has royalty-free music for just such occasions.
This is a very below average roll.
Unfortunately, that's not showing up. Where is the black marker?
That might be a website people might like to see the link to.
The only other one I can see is a read one over here. So. Oh no, there it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm just drawing here the room in which you find yourself. You stand here in the archway. I will in 1 second. Is everyone rolled initiative?
Yes.
Cool. Give me 1 one moment to grab some paper in which to track all of this. So, that'll go there. Okay, let's go 20 to 25.
Net 20.
Cool. Alright, 15 to 20.
19.
Yep, okay. 10 to 15?
10.
Cool. Cool, 5 to 10. 0 to 5.
3.
Okay.
Wow. You roll a 1.
I rolled a 1.
And Arkyan, I suppose I should put in there as well. Okay. Okay, yeah. 9, and then, yeah. 3. Cool. So, allow me to just grab some markers for you, lovely fellows. We're going to be using red today, because why not? So this is the room. You can see the edges of the room here. The other archway is over here. And the other archway is over there.
Roughly, what are the dimensions of the room?
So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 feet across.
And the white? 70 by
10, 20, 30, 40, about 60.
Okay.
almost square.
Okay, so the party, so Arkyan himself is K, and he's there, facing that way. We've got Gorstag, who will be you.
He must be a lot closer, right? You see, he got with Orthanc, and then
Oh, yeah, sorry. Then Arkyan is K. Let's see. Cool. We have Dain, who will be S, standing here. Yep. Orthanc as F. I'm going to say you were here. Cool. Shiver is X, back here. And this guy, he's got a thing there. Alright, so, surprise attack.
Yes, so I did 30 damage, half of which was radiant.
Wow.
And 3 of which was fire.
Nice.
Okay.
like a dumb play.
I don't have any spell slots, and that's one of them.
Okay. Sorry, how, damage again, sorry?
15 radiant, 3 fire,
No.
and 12 physical.
Alright, so, I assume that was with your maul.
Yes, on his exposed path.
Nice. So as the guy is now here, as the guy essentially tells you you're going to die here, Dain, your instincts kick in. You essentially assume, okay, this is not a time to talk. This is a time to fight. And out comes the Great Maul. You rush forward. Yes. Right here, within melee range, and boom, crack him in the chest. He seemingly was not prepared for this. As he comes down, but he just kind of stands once more. Didn't seem to be too phased by that. But at this point, everyone in the room just goes, oh, fine, okay, shit, and out come weapons. But Gorstag, with the light of Palor that has been guiding you this whole way, making you unafraid, you step forward.
Excellent. I would like to cast Hold Person.
Okay, cool.
So that's a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
What's your DC?
13.
Okay. 14, with no modifier. So Gorstag steps forward and the light of Palor shines as you try and grasp this man from across the room. He sees it coming. He sees the light come forward and this boom from his heart of just darkness just dispels it halfway through the air, and the light kind of falters around about here and turns from a shimmering, glowing light into a small flicker. Anything else you'd like to do? That would be Orthanc. Over here.
I'm going to run at him and drop my axe beside me, and I'm going to attempt to shove him to the ground.
Okay.
So just going to run and try and knock him down. So that'll be an athletics check
Okay.
against whatever he wants to use to try and get out of the way. That's a 12.
That he rolled a 10 with no modifier. So he's now considered grappled.
I'm trying to knock him prone.
Prone,
So
okay.
I'm just shoulder charging into him.
As you do, half-orc step after half-orc step, just going to barrel your head down and straight into his chest cavity. The head just cracks and off his feet, hits bang on the ground backwards.
Can I use my bonus action to smack him with my light hammer?
I'd say that's probably an action to attack with a weapon.
Okay. In that case, I will inspire Dain and say, "Give him another one." So you can use that to hit or damage die 6.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
At this point, is that what you're doing with your turn?
Yeah.
Fine.
And saves and stuff. Yeah.
He pulls himself slowly up using half his movement. And you can now see the look of a frenzied, furied man in front of you, not expecting to be taken down quite so easily. Okay. Sweet. So he's going to multi-attack you, Mr. Orthanc.
Great.
In fact, he brings...
What weapon is he using?
He's using a short sword, which he pulls, and as he does, goes for one slash, and then goes for another slash.
I have 14 AC.
Okay. Ooh, okay, one does not hit with a 3. You can plus that. The other one, however, is...
I'll need you some gold.
That's 25, I imagine that hits. I also need you now to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's a 17.
Succeeds. So you take half this damage.
It sounds like a lot of dice.
So you take 4 points of piercing damage and 27 points of poison damage halved. Yeah.
To 13, so a total of 17?
Mm-hmm. So,
Jesus.
as he stands, the look of fury on his face, whipping out across your chest, and cuts deep. And then he goes for a second attack, but you batter it out of the way with your axe. However, as the blade glances you, not doing too much, you just kind of laugh. And then you look down as the sizzling flesh starts emanating as the poison eats deep into you. That is his turn. And Dain, you see a break in the combat. You step forward, it is your turn to attack.
Brilliant. Can I judge how dangerous this poison looks?
Sure.
Do I need a medicine?
I'm
Yeah,
almost
medicine.
half dead if that...
How does a 4?
So generally when you've seen poison, the effect that you see is like black veins emanating from the wound. This is more of like a sizzling, like a very intense, concentrated kind of poison.
Right. I think it's a standard for me to heal him. Sorry, I need to look.
All good. The guy is now watching your wound with like this intense, entertained glow on his face as the flesh is just being eaten away from inside.
I'm going to walk up and heal him for 15 hit points.
Okay.
And... Oh no, sorry, I lied. 10 hit points.
Thank you.
And cure his poison.
Nice. So, as...
Oh, was I actually poisoned?
no, you were just taking poison damage.
Okay, 15.
Cool. Yeah, Dain, who's actually standing right next to you, just sees this and puts his hand over the wound. And you just feel the light of the one king come through you. This is rush. It just seals itself completely, and the guy who was sees this happen and falters for a second. Is that your turn, Dain?
I'll give a mean look, or no, a cocky look to the...
Okay.
Dude.
Arkyan with a 3 cannot break the spell upon him. That this guy has now got a hold on Arkyan. Arkyan is just being dragged slowly forward. He moves 5 feet towards. At this turn, Shiver, over here, you see a opportunity, a window of opportunity in which to act.
Cast a moonbeam on the dude.
Okay.
So that's Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
DC, I believe 13.
10 does not make it.
Okay. So that is 15 radiant damage.
All right.
And I'm a bear out and go up to him.
Cool. So, what's your speed as a bear?
40 feet.
Easily.
Really
okay.
good.
And you come within melee range. The beam that you shoot across at him catches his head like fully, just, and some of his hair just falls. And he trains his attention on you. And just kind of laughs, and again the laughing echoes through the room, through your very being. The laughing of a madman. As you bear form, you run right up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Back to the top of the round. Gorstag.
Okay.
All good.
Uh,
He's now calculating. You can see him staring at the 3 people in front of him. You've got Orthanc, you've got Dain, and you've got the now bear-formed Shiver. He's kind of looking at you each, and in his mind, he's just playing with the idea of which should I kill first. And he's also watching Arkyan.
I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon.
Okay.
So I'll manifest a weapon to basically directly behind him.
Right behind him. So, Gorstag reaches into the very vista of his being and pulls the light of Pelor from its depths beyond the stone of this temple, through the cloud, the penetrating darkness, and into the very heart of the sun. As he brings it down into his form, he concentrates it, and this beautiful
It'll be a mace, I believe.
beautiful mace appears behind this man, glowing, shining, emanating with the light of Pelor.
Excellent. And so with a weapon, I'm going to attack.
Yep.
Which is a 22.
That hits, roll damage. As he turns slowly towards the blinking lights.
That is that's just only 4 damage. Which is
Okay.
force damage.
As he turns, he sees this mace shimmering with the light of Pelor swing, and he kind of glances back, but some of the points of this mace dig into his flesh. He's now alight with the delight of combat. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Well, thank you, up.
Alright, I am going to, because I dropped my axe back over there, I'm going to use disengage,
Okay.
run back to my axe, go,
Yep.
hold on a minute, run back to my axe, on the way back, spank the bear and say, flare up with your bear out and inspire you,
Nice.
and then run back up to where I was with my axe. I go,
He gets an
alright,
attack of opportunity on you.
disengage, stop.
Oh, you did just, sorry, yeah, you said disengage. I don't know why I don't listen. Cool. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Alright. He's actually going to roll to see who he attacks. 2, that's S, that's Dain, I believe.
Brilliant.
Sorry about that. Multi-attack.
Does he get disadvantage from like protection from evil, which gives evil things disadvantage?
You have to be specifically evil creature, doesn't it?
Ah, yeah. Is he undead?
He's non-good alignment, and he's not undead.
He's not undead?
No.
Is he a fiend?
No.
Is he a fae?
No.
He's fine.
Okay.
He's not evil, he just kind of sucks.
Okay,
you
so...
can use my inspiration as added AC if it's close.
Oh,
Okay,
Right.
one of those is 15.
yeah, that's going to... Just a sec. I think I'm 16.
Okay. We need to know.
Why have I got so much paper? That's what I need to know.
A lot of forests went into this game.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
If you're wearing plate, it'll be 16.
Well, I'm probably wearing chain.
Oh, I mean, heavy armor, I mean.
Yeah, I'm rattling a lot, so that would be consistent with that. Why is my book on top of it?
Do you
have so much paper.
I've got a lot of
You can
character
attack
sheets.
someone else if you want, like...
This
When
is
the
the
others
actual
just pick
AC,
one,
just
it's
like,
fine.
you know, be like, oh no, you can't attack me, I can't figure it out, attack someone else, yeah.
My sheet was upside down. 16.
Okay, does not hit, neither of those hit. Swing, and out of the way, you dodge. That is all he's going to do, so Dain, you're now up.
Dodged by taking it front on with my chest.
Nice. Cling, cling. He notices, and you can see the blade is now thick with this oil. It's kind of dripping off it. However, your plate remains true. And the runic symbols of the One King kind of below as well.
Cool. So you see my turn?
Yeah.
I will bring the hammer down again.
And it swings through the air with grace and poise, and
Yeah, looks like a hit. It's more than 20.
yeah, that hits. The sound of metal on flesh and the cracking of a few bones.
One point of inspiration. 4 points of fire.
Nice.
15 points of physical damage.
Mm-hmm.
And... Nice. Oh, that's the wrong die. 8 radiant damage.
Nice.
Damn. Nice.
And no more magic from me.
There is this light that blinds you briefly as it emanates from the strike on this guy's chest, and you just feel the weight of bones crushing in his chest, and there's this pulse of his heart energy, but you drive as the Mace starts being pushed back. You just drive it with its burning light into his chest. Fuck. Is that all you'd like to do?
Well said.
I'll spit in his chest cavity.
Okay.
Did you bite your tongue before?
We
Spitting
titled
blood or you
the,
spitting spit?
Yeah, probably not. Just spit.
Okay.
No time for blood.
Okay, Arkyan breaks his spell. Snaps out of it. I do not have his character sheet. I do not know what spells he's got.
Just Firebolt. It's
Firebolt.
1d10 fire damage. He definitely has that.
Yeah, definitely got it.
And
Do
it'd
I-
be like a +6 to hit or something.
Plus 5 or plus 6
5
to hit.
Plus 5 to hit.
Yeah, plus 5 that. Ooh, that just hit, sorry. Close.
So
D-
yeah, still
D10?
1d10 plus. Is it plus?
Nice.
No.
No, that's right.
Just 1d10.
He does 10 points of damage. Very nice
Oh,
roll. Immediately he snaps from the spell where he was kind of lingering and kind of burst. You just see him, and he just looks around and sees you guys taking a bit of damage, and he, you mother... And this firebolt just streaks across and catches this guy. Shiver, you're up.
So, Moonbeam can. He's in the same spot, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, oh, on his turn, he should have done another Constitution saving throw. Sorry about that. Can you take another Constitution saving throw?
Nope.
All right.
Have to remind me going forward.
Cool. In which case, I do a multi-attack.
Okay, so I'm using this is claw and bite or 2 claw.
I believe that is claw and bite.
Okay, and the
Okay.
bear of paw comes swinging down.
Can you confirm?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, nice. So I have a natural 20 and I have a modified 20.
Boom! Both hit roll damage.
Pretty good.
Okay. So we have 1d8 plus 4
I feel like a
plus...
fool over here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Breathing pause.
I rolled a couple of 20s, but not when it matters at all. Like,
plus 8.
Question. Drinking and potion.
We
action or
have-
bonus action?
Oh, yeah, and
Typically in
inspiration
action,
dice.
I would call bonus action for yourself, action for someone else. That's
Yeah,
how they do it.
that's how
So 11, 12, 14 plus 8 is 22 points of damage.
Okay. As the bear lunges forward and brings down this mighty paw with claw and cuts right across his chest and digs quite deep, you can actually feel some of those bones that have broken shifting beneath the weight of your paw as it digs through his chest. And then the bite, brings down on his shoulder, clamping his like muscle flesh between these two mighty jaws that just exquisitely dig down deeply. And he's kind of pissed off. Is that your turn?
That is my turn, yes.
Gorstag.
cool. Oh, sorry. Do you want to?
I was just going to say you could have added inspiration damage to that.
I did.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Good.
So my first thing I'm going to do is attack with my spiritual weapon,
Yep.
which is not an action, or not my main action, obviously. That is going to hit. That's a 19 plus.
Yep.
That's 24. Damage.
We'll do the damage first, and then we'll do
Yeah,
it.
cool.
Okay.
So that is going to be 6 damage from that.
Cool. Poof, the mace that he's actually forgotten about cracks him from behind. Fuck! Yep.
Nobody's really that injured, right? Just looking around
Not particularly.
around the party. Cool. In that case, I'll cast Guiding Bolt on him as well,
Cool.
which is a ranged spell attack, which is going to be 22.
That hits right now.
Nice.
So that's probably 6. Just after all.
Do you want to...
All right. Well, I'll roll all 4 of them once.
Nice.
That's going to be shit. That's pretty good.
Oh!
That's going to be 20 damage from that. So 20 radiant damage. That's pretty good. That's definitely the most damage I've ever done as a cleric. So.
Good.
Gorstag takes a step forward. Well, a little step forward. It still doesn't matter. And just carves the mace behind the guy. And as he turns, you take that opportunity to swing. And poof! And this light that fills the entire room, illuminating everything. You can now see the shadows of this like throne on this side of the room cast against the wall. You can see the glimmering on all the gold goblets like shift as this light just pallor just fills the room. And he is that your turn?
Yeah, that's me.
Orthanc, you're up.
I give him a little whistle and go, "Oi, over here, my turn now."
Okay.
And I'm going to Great Weapon Master
Nice.
with my Great Axe.
Roll the hit.
Let's see me get a 3 and a 4. First one. That's a 15.
Just hits.
And that's a 16.
Nice.
Both hit, roll damage.
It's just one attack.
Oh.
It was just with advantage because of that
Oh,
roll.
right.
Oh yeah, of course.
Is that just the next attack?
Yeah, sorry, it's the next attack. Sorry, I should have said that in the thing. But,
So that's 24.
Okay, what weapon were you using there?
Great Weapon Master and a Great Axe.
Great axe. So, Orthanc, my turn. I imagine throw it slightly in the air and catch it and swing. And as he does, it cuts deep, right through here. You dig, like in this beautiful, graceful, arcing motion of circle energy, kind of like right around, and it cuts like immediately right through it under here, just like straight into his chest, and then you just kind of drive it further, and he
That's the stuff.
nice.
he reaches out. And as he leans forward, his body just kind of separates, and you can now just see like wounds and stuff here. And he's reaching in, and you can see his heart gem kind of pulsing. And he focuses, and it tries, and you can see like some of the flesh starts stitching itself back together. But you just continue to hit.
What
Right
you gonna
through.
do? Bleed on me?
You will die. But eventually you cut right through the other side, and in this moment of realization, his eyes kind of widen, and he realizes, he accepts, and the top half of his body just peels backwards until his legs are just standing sliced, and they kind of step forward and then just fall down. You're out of combat. He's
I
dead.
swing my axe around, immediately go, and that's a 17 on my perform check.
Nice.
Oh, wild applause.
Standing ovation.
I rolled an 11. I'm being impressed.
So you now stand in an empty room over the corpse.
I'll try and take a piece of cloth and take possession of his heart.
Okay. That'll be straight strength to rip it out.
Cool.
You know, there's a thing with the party. You should try and swap it with your own heart.
Rather not.
Yeah.
Somebody else will be keen to if you want.
I'm pretty sure Arkyan's trying to Voltron this.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
Okay. Yeah. And you wrench it free from the still beating heart within the last couple of pumps. Until it quiets and slows.
I will make sure it's wrapped up tightly in one or two sort of handkerchiefs
Yeah.
and tuck it in my breast pocket
Okay.
and have a sideways glance at Arkyan to see how interested in this he is.
His eye is no longer glowing.
Wow, okay. That's right.
In fact, he is regaining his composure, becoming more himself. As he looks around, he just... That nearly consumed me. Let's get the hell out of here.
I'm going to investigate the body.
Roll investigation.
Yeah, can I?
You mentioned artifacts in the room around as well, right?
19.
Yes, I do.
19 on the body.
Cool, so... Oh, just on the body?
Just on the body.
Awesome, alright. Allow me to find something. Yes, a bit of that here.
Can I clean the sword and see if any more poison comes out of it after I like wipe it on the dude? I want to see if it's got a magical like
right.
of poison in it.
No, this is not magical. He has applied weapon oil to it
Right.
with the expectation of battle.
Yeah.
He had pretty much prepped himself, ready to fuck with anyone that comes in.
He heard our jaunty chant on the way down.
Yeah.
He got very offended by the way we talked about that barmaid.
Not all, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just about respecting.
That's all you find out.
Just the one?
Nothing too exciting.
Alright. That's useless.
Yeah, the artifacts around the room. What are they?
Yeah, what are they?
look like?
Cool. So essentially, you've got a jewel sitting on a plinth, encased in a golden kind of light. You have a small stone lion, and what looks like, another stone. So a jewel, a stone, and a small stone lion.
Any of these familiar with you boys?
I would love the lion, quite frankly. It's a fluffy.
Yeah.
No religious importance though?
Yeah. Is there anything about them strike a chord with any of us? Or?
You can roll history and religion or anything you want. Just tell me what you're rolling.
I'm
History
gonna
is
roll.
modified 20.
Green with
I'm gonna roll religion with a 19.
Okay.
nature with an 11.
I rolled 2 checks and it's a combined 10.
Whoa.
So sorry, what was that?
19 on a religion check about any of the artifacts.
And what did history 20 from the same?
Okay, not religious.
Yep.
History does not say too much either.
You nature 11, is that?
Nature 11.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the stone itself is attuned to natural energy.
Oh,
It has something
Okay.
to do with it.
Alright.
Well,
Okay.
take them with us anyway, and then maybe we can figure out what
I'm
they're
gonna cover it in a cloth and then take it.
You're learning! Yes! Very well. And as you remove it from its plinth, you hear a screaming, piercing siren that goes, ah!
And that's it?
Yeah. Seemingly some kind of alert, however, person who had probably put it there is
dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else is in the room apart? I mean, I assume we're taking all these artifacts, right? Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
What else is in the room aside from those? Like, is there any?
So the jewel, on the 3 plinths, you have the jewel stone and the art lion.
Yeah.
The rest of the room is finery, goblets and such, and
Can I
crosses
sit
with
on the
gems.
throne while I observe the room?
Yeah, sure. In fact, as you do, you watch as these spectral, ghost-like figures wandering the room. You see its construction, the story of how it came to be, gifted through a vision, somehow allowed itself into your mind.
Alright. I'll narrate to everyone what I see, which is, I guess, old elves?
Yeah.
Dwarves?
Elves, actually. Elven creatures. You can see them carving the words into the stones and that kind of thing. Essentially, this place is allowing you a glimpse into what was.
I say, heads up, Your Highness, and I throw a goblet at him.
Cool.
Okay, I'll grab it, so empty, I guess.
Oh, I'm literally just like biffing it at you while you're like staring into
Well,
space.
I'll bite my tongue and spit some blood in it and throw it back and say cheers.
Okay. I really hope some people are watching for the first time and have no idea why he's doing it.
Yeah, this is a D&D / blood fetish.
Yeah, you see, the one person who didn't feed us blood were the vampires.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
Oh, I also have to dish out the experience for that.
Alright, cool.
Allow me to look that up while you guys decide what you're doing.
So
I'm not touching that cover game.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess there are two exits, right?
Yeah.
I'll take that cup back and tuck it away just as my blood vessel. I need something very ceremonial looking.
Oh my god, it's perfect. You need like a really like basic clay one and you can be like, you chose poorly.
I flip a coin and I decide how I deliver blood to them because it's a foregone conclusion.
This guy, for 5 people that were in combat, seeing this fact was not there, is 780 each.
What does that mean we're up to?
Pins with all very slightly
5k-ish? I don't even care.
Yeah.
No,
Was that
that's
750? Did you say 700?
780.
780.
This guy was challenge rating 8.
Wow.
He was
I'm
messing around.
nice. I'm at like 5,700 if anyone.
Yeah, I'm a point off that.
So yeah, I'll go explore the door on the left.
Cool. Yes, the chamber leads down for quite some time, down stone steps.
Was it? Oh, sorry, no. Oh, I was going to say because there were 2, right? What did the other one look like? It didn't go down. Did it look like it was more?
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
it just
offshore?
went sideways, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll go back up and do that if I
Yeah.
think it's more of a dead end.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go with and explore the.
So the one that does not go down leads into a torture chamber.
Really?
There are...
Investigate.
Yep, roll.
Yeah. I was gonna say I can't help but feel like fate would be already like scurrying around the ground.
11.
You see a lot of skeletons, not complete skeletons. Looks like at some point this person the people there have been pulled fingertip from fingertip.
I got a 12. So what is my extra point of investigation teach?
Can I
extra,
guide
like-
myself and then
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
again?
Yeah,
Cut
okay.
fresh of the corpses.
Well, oh, here we go. Here we go. This is... Fuck's sake, can't roll. Alright, so that is a... It's 25.
Wow.
So you...
I mean, I just got a 12. You know, like yeah. I don't mean to.
Cool. So these devices down here are quite dark. In fact, unnecessarily cruel. You've got very long, hot little needle things that could be eardrums or into the toes, that kind of stuff. You've got flaying devices for removing the skin of people. There's a lot of, not corpses, but skeletons, dismembered ones. And yeah, essentially, it looks like there's been some necromantic rituals attempted here. It looks like the fruit of their labour, whoever had created the artifacts, the one that was in the heart of the person you met, and Arkyan's eye, has been through a long process of trial and error, through just kidnapping people and trying to figure out this old style of magic that has essentially been forgotten throughout the ages.
Any sort of theme to the mutilations that we see? There's a heart and there's an eye. Are there other ones that we're looking for? Other specific organs?
You do notice that, yeah, very nice. You do notice that, yeah, there are what looks like 5 different methods that have been employed here.
Mm-hmm.
The eye, the heart, the brain, which is going to be that, the ears, and what was the last one? What did I say? Heart, eyes, brain, ears, yeah, and penis. No,
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's definitely the second.
that's what was in my head.
Yeah.
Alright.
And another one, which I can't remember.
Time
No, it's the
goes-
penis.
It's the penis.
It's the penis. Alright. But no artifacts, no interesting vials, no poisons, no...
There is in fact one of these.
Yay, stuff! Ooh, it's an unidentified potion that doesn't actually tell me anything about it whatsoever.
I'll give you
Black.
5 gold if you drink it right now.
I am not becoming a horse and I am not being sold.
Cool. Alright.
Whoa.
Stone line.
Yeah.
Stone line
Were you
you
there
have the
for
card
that
for.
Yeah,
yeah.
I watched that.
The jewel and the stone.
Ooh.
Yes.
You do not get the item cards until you figure out what they are.
Yep, no worries.
Okay, can I check this for arcane energy or anything?
Yeah.
Is it just a stone statue?
Roll Arcana.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I
Stop!
can't even read. Yeah.
We're at the wrong fucking table.
Yeah.
So, as you
Exactly right.
focus your energy on the stone lion, you sense that it is in fact a stone lion.
Okay, cool. Not what I was hoping for.
No.
Keepsake from the disgusting torture chamber.
So in the torch chamber, there's just there's no onwards, no other
Right.
exit apart from where we came back.
Right.
So we'll go back down to
Yep.
the downway.
Cool. As you wander down these steps, you feel the air dropping in temperature. The sound starts to muffle once more, and everyone make a wisdom save.
Oh boy.
Do we still have the +2, or is that gone?
No, because that was from your song.
That was
Another
some preparation, yeah.
It's too late now. Oh, that's more like it. Back to it. That's a 6.
I did 13.
12.
Wisdom saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 7.
Gorstag is once again the only one brave enough to travel down these stairs, as the rest of you
Be
get
wise like me, motherfucker.
We can overpower him now and run past.
yeah.
You can.
The rest of you see visions of yourselves within the torture chambers, undergoing all the horrible experiments that have been placed on innocent members of bystanders and people from the Castle of Time. You now feel hot daggers digging into your flesh. You feel small pins being inserted into your brains to make your legs kick, to the much grin and enjoyment of the people inflicting these wounds upon you. And it's impossible to distinguish these visions from reality as you start feeling it like you're really being tortured. You run up the stairs. Gorstag, however, the light of Pallet protects you.
See ya.
I guess I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
As you come closer down, the feeling intensifies. The terror gets set in the very atoms in the air. I need to make one more. The DC increases.
That is a lot better though, so that's a 23.
And you manage to push through. Somehow. In fact... No, I'm just kidding. You find yourself in a small but well-protected library. The books, I imagine you're going to investigate?
Yep.
Roll some investigation. The books are the accounts of all the experiments.
That's a modified 20 for investigation.
Excellent. Reading through, you find that they had employed many methods. They tried initially to scare the mind out of the body. If they could instill enough horrible visions, they believed that maybe that person's spirit would leave and into the astral plane and be able to travel and grant them some kind of power or knowledge. That failed. Then they tried to figure out if it was a part of the brain that was linked to the celestial or the kingdoms, or maybe that's how they got, that's how gods got their power. There's some hidden part of the brain, small slivers of brain matter had been dissected and inspected. They tinkered around with that to no avail. There are accounts of world magic being distorted. Maybe somehow there was a way to have the gods hear the cries of these people. If we got enough people shrieking in pain, maybe the gods would respond and let us with some kind of what we want, a bit of information on how to create the ancient art of necromancy. To know of it. But you do find that what had worked after 50 years within this temple was for the 3 great necromancers to completely and utterly sign themselves over for eternal torture. For a brief flickering moment, their mortal lives become powerful and instilled with the energy once more. They gave themselves to one known as Nemesai, the Dragon Rider.
Is that all I'm going to get out of the room?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to set fire to everything in that room.
Nice. And the books burn. Brightly. And quickly.
Did you keep that one book of the experiments, or is that gone?
Nope, that's all gone.
Gorstag wisely destroys the knowledge found within Death Dark Temple. The resurrection of necromantic energy. And I imagine after that you return to the party.
Yep. So was that the end of the staircase? There was nothing beyond it? Yep.
Yeah, that's what was protected within the temple.
Cool.
Do you relay anything about Nemesai or the experiments?
I will give a very general kind of idea of what I learned in terms of that's some real evil shit, and there's a guy called Nemesai who we're going to probably have to lay in the face, but other than that, I don't give across any detail, and I'm quite happy that I purged this unclean knowledge from the world.
So do I remember Nemesai as that Lord of Violence?
Yes.
I
The
look
Dragon
forward to
Rider.
letting him in the face with you.
Yeah.
I think we should probably either go back to Throman or...
At this point?
I feel like we're stuck in the temple at this point, aren't we?
Good point.
I'd love to go. I'd love to go back to Throman, but yeah. So those are the only, like, because obviously we came down this one staircase. Those are the only 2 exits.
Yeah.
There was a couple of doors up a level.
In the initial chamber.
That's true. We didn't look at that. Did
We didn't look at those.
How-
Let's go look at them.
How are we smoke inhalation-wise in this enclosed space?
It's a good point.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a small library, so it's not too many books. Just counts of 50 years worth of torture.
Good. Very, very papery. Burns very well, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of smoke coming, but not so much that you're done.
Yeah.
Warm it up at least.
We'll go to those doors you mentioned.
Okay, so up the stairs you go.
Yep.
You guys actually have to try and shake off the experience of actually feeling tortured.
They must decide to go, sorry.
He's still got his brown pants on.
Paolo's just like, preach it bitch,
Yeah.
mic drop.
Yeah.
He's brown bare pants.
I'm just saying, like, I wish at Halo I'm doing pretty great. Maybe you guys should consider it too. Like, you know, I wasn't getting tortured. Just
Correlation does not equal causation.
And
That's
back
not
up.
Paolo's teaching.
Back up
We're in the dark. Palo cannot see at night.
and back you make it to the room with the doors sealed with the same force as the trapdoors that had closed behind you.
Are they still sealed?
Yes.
To the roof?
Yes.
Did you learn anything down there about how to open the doors? Was there anything on the actual temple itself?
Not that I saw. I got pretty deep into the torture side of things, and then I set things on fire. So,
Right. Okay.
We're gonna run and check the front door just in case it was linked to Bad Man.
Can I
Sure.
do like an investigation to look for the same kind of switches that triggered the outside ones for the inside doors? So that's not that great. That's like an investigation will be 9. Yeah.
No.
I'll thrust some of those little trinkets we found, the unidentified idol stuff. Doors, if that helps.
Sorry, the what?
Like the stones and
right.
the lion that we got. Yeah.
Those
Cool.
things.
No, neither of those things open the door.
What else is in this room apart from those doors?
There's a couple of pikes
So
with skulls jangling on them.
like pipes as in like
Weapons,
right. They don't look magical.
No.
Can I try and lever one of the doors open with him and request your help?
Strength with advantage, DC 20.
Possible. Unlikely for me to get over 10. 17.
Does not budge.
Who do we eat first?
What was on the body? Because you looked at the body of the guy we killed.
Oh yeah, it was potion of dark vision.
Ah, okay.
That was it. So I've got an unidentified potion, a potion of dark vision, and a small stone line.
And a stone and a jewel.
And a stone and a jewel.
You don't know what they do.
Yeah.
Alright.
But they definitely didn't open the doors.
Right.
Yeah. Is there any little, next to the doors, is there any sort of plinth or inset or something that looks like it's waiting for something to be put on it? Is there any obvious mechanism?
There's the story. Written
Okay.
in the ancient Dwarvic and runes and ancient Elvish on the stairs.
Okay.
I feel like Oliver's giving us a hint here.
So, you read the story right there.
Yeah,
Yep,
can you
I read it to everyone.
can you remember the story that we
So
were
it's the
told?
story of the two great energies, light and dark.
Right, and they fall endlessly. I don't remember a lion, or a closing door, or a bad man at the bottom of a temple.
Let's
So
go
that
with-
doesn't make
the,
sense.
I'm going to
the-
produce some flame and take it up to each of the doors in turn. Thinking light versus dark, the place is dark, this is some light.
Yeah, I'll get Arkyan to touch one door and I'll touch the other.
Okay.
You two.
Okay. The light itself is met with a kind of resistance. The dark tries to quell the fire.
Okay.
Arkyan yourself touching the doors do nothing. But you do know that the story that you'd read was just the Dwarvic runes. There are ancient Elvish runes as well.
I speak Elvish. Can I decipher those runes?
Yes.
With a natural 20.
I'll give it my best shot.
Come on.
Yes, I can.
Table of luck!
Wow.
What the
Well, you asked me to, so what am I supposed to do?
You're a very obliging man. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, how's it going to be on the bumbling side?
I feed off your bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, alright.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
What?
Right, that's a three.
It's a team effort then, right?
Yeah.
The story of the Elven runes is one of the gods and their existence. The light, after crashing backwards and forwards between existence, the realms of the limits of existence, and back many, many times, the crashing waves had given birth to a few gods, the tri-gods, the first gods, who in the Elven runes described were elvish in nature. Essentially the story goes on about their lives, their deeds, and the ways they helped drive back the darkness. In fact, the last two runes in the bottom step, one in Dwarvic and one in Elvish, you now see side by side and make a complete sentence. And it just says, to open the dark, you must open yourself to the dark.
It's like I said, you have to put the heart inside you.
I'll show the heart at the door.
Mhm.
Does that do anything?
No.
I'll do what I don't want to do and give it to Arkyan.
Okay. Arkyan takes it and his eyes flash for a second. They want a sacrifice.
Like gold, right?
No.
Like listening to bad music?
No.
Ale?
He goes,
Worse.
wait. And he tries to focus. And the energy of the heart and the energy of the eye you see sync. And the way that puzzles would fit together, the two wavelengths join. And after some time of mumbling incoherently, they want one favour. They let us out, but we promise they do one thing.
What then?
They say they'll tell us when the time is right. It's the only way out.
Time is right for what?
They say the voice of Nemesis will ask us one thing. We make a pact. We agree to do Nemesis' bidding, or we rot.
All of us, we all have to agree. It can't be one person.
Just one person. Bags up!
I've already got the demon thing on me. It
I
may as
agree.
well be me.
I'll make
We
that
may as
happen.
well focus that.
I'll make that pact. I agree.
Gorstag steps forward. And just the words that you say, I agree, split the air in front of you. You see Pelor's face briefly flash before you, just fear, and he reaches and it's gone. And then you see Nemesis, the face of the Dragon Rider. Dark, instead of pupils, dark runic symbols in each eye, kind of glowing purplish energy. And he's beneath this steel helm, which works like these like teeth, like tendrils covering his face. And he just puts his hand on your chest, and you feel your heart stop beating. You feel the very energy within just wither. He just touches. And you feel like horrible claws digging But they go further than your physical form. It's like he's reaching through the story of Gorstag to find the centre, the core, the good light that leads him to protect the innocent and stuff. And you just feel him dig his tendrils into that part of your body, into that part of your soul. And it just retracts. It is done. And whoosh, the doors before you open. You are now bound to do one favour for Nemesis.
What's the worst that could happen?
Outside it's all sunny. The rain has stopped.
Do you feeling alright?
I'm fine. My only pact is with Palor. I just disregard a pact with a demon. It means nothing to me.
You can see that Gorstag does not quite believe the words that he said.
Take a moment to commune with your god if you'd like.
I can chop off your arms and let you walk through the streets and see what happens if the demon wants you to do something.
Yeah, that's also an option as well. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't hurt anyone with no arms.
That's-
Exactly.
Well, I'm sure I could try. But I would like to take this chance now that the sun's out to try and commune with Palor.
Sure. Roll a legend.
And that is going to be a 17.
You see Pelor's worried face as he's glancing at your heart where this mark has been left by Nemesis. He looks concerned. He just says, he rides the Dracolich. Be ready. And then vision fades. Twitter flies to your shoulder.
Okay, yay. Did the doors, the extra doors that we hadn't been through in that first room open, or was it just the exit?
Just the exit.
Okay. Alright. Talk to Twitter, feed Twitter, make a fuss on Twitter.
You said find Thurman?
Sorry?
You said find Thurman. Give him a message.
Yeah, what happened?
Couldn't find him.
Why couldn't you? Okay.
I went all through Blacksteel. It's not there.
He's not there?
No.
He's not in Blackwinter Castle at all?
No, just sad men.
Just what?
Sad men.
Sad men.
Hmm.
Why are the men sad?
A lot of black. Not sure.
Okay. I think maybe Blackwinter Castle has been taken over again.
Sounds like a funeral.
Yeah, black. Why black men? Wearing black clothes?
Yeah, black clothes, black silk. Lots of black.
Okay.
Sad men.
Right. Okay. Did they, the same faces? Familiar faces?
Yes, I remember some. The ones on the gates. They were very funny ones. Very sad now.
There's like Thorman's insignia and banners all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they still there? The flags?
Oh, they were taking them down. But,
Was the flag at half-mast?
Hmm?
Was the flag at half-mast?
Sometimes, yeah. In fact, the one that gave me the message, he's there. He seems happy. Happy amongst all the sad.
Okay. Did he tell you his name?
Oh, yes. Shit, where did when I moved my shit, I put 9, it starts with N. Hang on.
Nine.
Is it knife?
Yeah, no, it's not knife. It's not Nemesis either. Oh, shit. Oh, there it is.
Nayako?
No. Niva.
Niva.
Niva! Yeah, Niva!
So at the moment we don't know anything about him, so he's neither good nor bad?
Oh, he seemed happy.
He's neither good or bad.
I use minor illusion to go voodoo.
Everyone was walking slowly and sadness.
Alright. We probably need to go back to Blackwinter Castle.
Find out who killed Throman, murder them violently, make a big public display of it, drink a lot of ale. Yeah?
Not necessarily in that order, or doing those things each time once.
Drink a lot of ale, make a big public display. Wait, no.
Wait, murder thought from his head.
Yeah. Murder ale, yeah.
As you guys have this conversation, behind you the trapdoors once again slam shut.
I'm going back there.
We're all out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all
But aren't we really?
In fact, the forest around you is slightly aglow after the torrential rain. You can see the reflection of light on the leaves and the trees. The animals seem more at ease. The sounds themselves tell a song, a story of great events, happy in the face of anything, not perturbed by what you had experienced under the ground. In fact, nature continues without even flinching after these events.
Have we still got the hat?
Yes.
Arkyan has
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that back.
So it hasn't been like transferred into your chest or something?
Not so far.
As the party regains their composures and brings their weapons, cleans some of the blood and sheaths them once more, you all stand beneath the sky of clear blue blinking over the edges of Death Forest by the Death Dark Temple, the Dead Forest. As you start wandering back, you make your way further into the thick trees, which begin obscuring the sunlight. However, Gorstag, you feel that light has not left you in the slightest. In fact, it shines lightly on your very armours and skill. Dain, you yourself can see the runic symbols of the One King still emblazoned on your armour. In fact, they glow with like a yellowish kind of light occasionally. Orthanc, your twisted smile and the replaying of the cutting the guy in half after he so rudely poisoned and tried to kill you. And Shiver, your mind mostly on the fate of Blackwinter, concerned that Twitter might have brought back some information that remains uncertain. And that is where we're going to leave tonight's game, because it is late and I have things to do tomorrow. An unlikely story. Well, I got to write for the next session because you guys did everything that I wrote for this one.
Wait, we actually did everything for
Yeah.
once? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's good the time was ending because I had nothing planned for them after that. So I have to write that next time. Yes, so thank you guys very much out there in the cybersphere for coming along with us on this D&D journey, beaming out of Wellington, New Zealand. Blackwinter Nights on the D20 Multiverse. We totally have shirts now. So if you guys enjoy what we do here, then remember to check out our Facebook page, D20 Multiverse, our Twitter, @the D20verse. Jump on YouTube and all those wonderful platforms. Check out the GM Journey on iTunes. Gorstag actually is in the latest episode of that, which is fantastic.
That was amazing. You need to check that out.
Yeah, straight from the words.
Very, very dark.
It's going to go to dark places.
So, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, just, bring your friends and bring them back. In a couple of days, we have the other game set in the same world. In fact, on the same continent, we cast Eyes of Elisia, where our Dungeon Master and another group of players who wreak havoc in the east. And be back here, same time next week, for more Blackwinter Nights. For myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.